Did he leave though? Was he leaving? I can't remember. I can't remember. I guess we'll find out.
よう、しばらくぶ
Oh,
りだな。
what the flip? Huh. Alright. Peace? Peace, bro? Yeah, peace rank. So, Taco, remember if you get bad end, you'll have to dab more. And one of the Claude picks will be Santo God. Yes, of course. Of course. Okay. Hey, long time no see. Uh-huh. Okay. Hijikata, you're safe.
掃除のやつはどう
That
してる
isn't Soji, yeah, right?
具合が良くねえって聞いたが
What was the first thing? After a few days had passed, we received an unexpected visitor. Okay, I see. He's resting for now, but would you like me to wake him?
いやいい。あいつは俺の顔なんざ見たくもねえだろうしな。
Oof, he's right though. Is Civi here? I don't think so. What are you...
今日来たのは他でもねえんだ。今の江戸の状況はお前もよく知ってると思うが、
Yeah.
お前、この先どうするつもりだ。新政府の奴らは俺たちを恨んでる。これ以上関わり続けると
Only question is, pre-time skip or post-time skip Taco Taco? Actually, this isn't even a question because I'm not getting his bad ending, so... Wait, what? Well, that's kind of easy. Okay. What's your plan? The Imperial government's got a real nasty grudge. I want to remain beside Okita with the flip. That's not even a question. I'm going to remain by Okita's side. Isn't this like the Saito one? Where it was like, do you want to leave with Hijikata or go with Saito or stay with Saito? Is that the one? Is that the same one? Are we there? I'm assuming it's the right one, right? 80%, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Good job, Taco Taco. Yeah, that one was one of the toughest choices I've made. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Focho, Focho. I just wouldn't feel right leaving Okita in his current state.
そうか。ありがとうよ。礼を言っとくぜ。俺たちはもうあいつと一緒にはいてやれねえからな。それじゃあ、
Can't imagine
俺はも
people
う行く。
picking the choices not to go with them, right? Wait, let me walk you out. I rushed to follow Hijikata, who had already turned around to head for the door. I'm here for Soji! Savian, what's up? I made a choice, Savian. I picked, it was really difficult. It was this one. Hijikata was asking me what was my plan. So, yeah. About time, bish. But, I mean, to be to be fair, I started 16 minutes ago. I was asleep for longer than I thought. Asleep? Spent like 5 minutes thinking on it. Yeah, definitely. I was like, damn. Which one would Soji like? Can I ask you something?
なんだ
Is it true that the Imperial Army captured Kondo? Hijikata's eyes thinned, and he was reluctant to speak. So it's true. What happened? Stayed up till 5 doing homework, then had to wake up at 7:30 for classes. Oh. And then you went back to nap? She cute emotes. Yeah, they're caterpillars emotes, right? They're really cute.
流山に隠れてた時、敵に囲まれてな。俺たちを逃がすため、自分から新政府軍に投降し
Instead of fighting us.
偽名を使うから敵に気づかれることはねえだろうって言ってたが。
Oh, is that what happened? Took a lot for Hijikata to tell me all of this. From the tone of his voice, he seemed resigned that there was a slim chance of Kondo returning safely.
掃除のことだから、どうせ俺が近藤さんを見捨てて自分だけ逃げたとでも思ってやがるんだ。
After that, I had to talk to my professor and advisor about classes. But then you slept for longer, so you napped at some point, right? You only got a few hours. Okay. We talk a dab 3 times at the start of... For half off. Yeah, I had forgot to increase the prices again. Oopsies. Okay, well... I will speak with Okita.
いや、やめとけ。あいつには何も言わねえ方がいい。
But why?
状況がどうあれ、近藤さんを見捨てたってのは嘘じゃねえからな。
I want to tell him that.
八つ当たり先がなくなっちまったら、あいつ本当に生きる気力をなくしちまうだろう。
Oh. Interesting. Huh. It was free real estate on the devs. Free real estate. But I wasn't content with Hijikata's answer, but he merely sighed again. He turned his gaze towards the dim sky.
この場であいつにぶった切られて何もかも終わりにしちまえるんなら楽なんだがな。
Oh. Huh. Does Hijikata have... What? He wants to die? Question mark? I would have done more if Taka wasn't so quick. Bacon, Romo, and I took advantage. Yes, of course. Always. I gasped. Between Kondo's surrender and the possibility of Okuta losing the will to live, it seemed Hijikata was shouldering the weight of that burden, which was draining him as well. After a moment of silence, Hijikata gritted his teeth, stopping himself from expressing his thoughts.
俺たちはこれから北へ向かう。死ぬんじゃねえぞ、雪村。
I'll try my best. Hijikata nodded, and without another word, he walked away from our abode. Once he'd walked far enough that I couldn't see the small of his back, I returned inside. As I made my way back to the entrance, I noticed someone standing in the hall waiting for me. Hi.
今、外で人と話してたでしょ。誰が来てたの？
Oh.
当ててあげようか。土方さん。やっぱりそうだったんだ。あの人、何しに来たの？
Wanted you to kill him, but...
近藤さんを見捨てた言い訳でもしに来たのかな？
No, Hijikata...
どうしてあんな人の肩を持つのさ？
Oh.
事情があったにせよ。近藤さんを助けずに自分だけ逃げたのは変わらないじゃない。
Well,
近藤さんは今も土方さんが助けに来てくれるって信じてるはずなのに。
Uh-huh. I gave the reminder that he will dab more if he gets bad end and see a cloud with Lauren's face image, of course, yes. Mad Soji, and then, yep, and then poor Soji. Okuta dropped to his knees, coughing violently enough that I was afraid his lungs would burst out of his chest. It's nice seeing Soji again, though, yeah. For the little bit, he's, like, mad at us and then coughed almost to death. Okita! Please don't lose sight of yourself. Be strong. I sat helplessly beside him, and when words weren't enough, I hugged his body tightly. So he's still sick then, right? I don't remember how it worked. Let's even choose if it's the pre-time skip or post-time skip one, but it's not going to happen though. So I should really remember the months. Soji is still ill, I see. The month of April breezed by, bringing and taking with it the gentle winds of spring. Okita's condition stabilized, and he was strong enough to use his sword. Oh. You think? What do you think? We decided to leave the city of Edo in the dead of night, avoiding the watchful gaze of the Imperial Army. Yeah, hi Saint, what's up? Just as we approached the outskirts of Edo... Okay, hello. I'm gonna have to start working on Mona. Oh, really? Why? Hakuoki, the game of suffering, especially Soji's. Nice. Do you need help? Yeah, why do you need to start working on Mona? Who do you have? You have Razor, Chi-Chi, Klee. Who's your fourth? Is it Fischl? Just got a What? 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 On what banner? Damn! Rolled on normal banner. Was it pity? You know, I never gotten a 5-star character on the normal banner. I only got weapons. It was not pity. Damn, she really wants to go home. To be home? To come home? Go to you? Rip my Mona? It's okay, Romo. It's okay. Who do you have, Romo, that are 5 stars? You have Chad, Zhongli, Mona, Chi-Chi, right? D-Luke, that's true, yeah, D-Luke. I have Klee Albedo. I don't think... Who else has Albedo? Who else uses Albedo? Do we not know anyone that uses Albedo except me? Only have Zhongli and Xiao? Yeah, I only have Klee and Albedo. And then I have 2 5-stars weapon. One is for Klee and one is for Chongyun on my second team. Don't know another Albedo person. Ayy. Damn, look at the hearts. What is that third one? I've never seen that one. Kari Kitty TV. Though you got Zhongli twice. Yeah, that's true. I did not get a 5-star character twice. Huh. So wait, I'm the one with the least amount of 5-stars? Wait, Savian, you have Venti? Who else? Who else do you have? Watch me get D-Luke again. If you get D-Luke again, you better start working on him. Okta sensed something was off and he stopped dead in his tracks.
僕の後ろに
Is it my brother? Okay. I sauntered slowly behind his back just as he commanded me. But Hu Tao and Xiangling. Okay. D-Luke is better than Xiangling, right? If you get Hu Tao, understandable, but just looked at it. Just looked at what? 24 rolls in. Damn. Damn. That's like my Klee, I guess. My Klee, it was my first roll on it. It was probably like my 6th roll on the limited banner. Cause I did not roll for Venti. Except the fates that they gave me. And then the first roll I do on Klee's banner, I get her. So that was, yeah. Saint hacking the system, yeah. Next 5-star you get on limited banner should be limited character since we got D-Luke on Xiao. Oh, that's true. That's true. Venti, Keqing, D-Luke, Zhongli, and Xiao. You have Zhongli? I didn't know. Oh yeah, I do remember you having Xiao. I did not know you had Keqing and D-Luke. No Zhongli. I did not remember that. She does. Do I roll on Hu Tao or do you want me to wait? No, you can roll on Hu Tao. Just tell us if you get her. Literally told you before I got Keqing. Really? Got her with D-Luke? Wait, what do you mean with D-Luke? How do you have so many? Damn. I guess it's because like I have a bunch of quests I haven't done, huh? Whoopsies. Oh wait, you spent a bit of money on it, right? You spent a bit of money on Genshin? It was a back-to-back single roll? What? How did I forget about that? Time to roll. Xiao is pure luck for me. 6th roll in his banner, yeah. He wanted to come to Zhongli, right? Zhongli? Whatever. The outline of 2 shadows became slightly visible and they began to walk towards us eerily. It was... Is it Shinpachin Hara? Oh. I see. Never mind. But I don't spend money, I'm broke. Oh, really? I only spend a little, it's mostly what I earn. Also don't spend money on Genshin. Yeah, I have not spent a single penny on it either. I haven't spent money on a game in quite a while. Except, that's not true. I did send some gifts on League of Legends to some people when it was Christmas. But not for myself, so. For myself, it's been a while. Kazamachikage? Oh no, not the scene. I used my friend's money on Dragon Raja? Oh. Update? I did not get Hu Tao, damn. Nice try, nice try. You still have like 12 days, right?
そこどいてくれる今はあんたたちの相手をしてる暇なんてないんだから
Okta tried to budge his way between the 2 demons. Oh. He's just gonna walk through?
新政府軍に囚われの身となっている新選組局長を救出しに行くつもりですか
Oh. Amagi's question only irritated
だ
Okta.
としたらもし邪魔するって言うんならあんたたちも殺すよ
今から言ったところで無駄だ
No. Well, I'll get Dima 2.0, most likely. Oh, hey!
近藤勇は今日の夕刻斬首に処せられたからな。
Ah. Okta froze in place. I couldn't believe it. Kondo, our beloved friend and leader, was
嘘だ
executed.
こんなくだらぬ嘘をついてどうする。かの者の首は今日に持ち去られ、三条河原にさらされる手はずとなっている。
A location in which the heads of beheaded criminals are publicly displayed as an act of shame, I see. You're on 51.
嘘だ
Mm.
信じるもんか近藤さんが死んだなんて
Does that mean you either get Hutao or Venti? Oh. Next moment, Okta's hair turned white. He wore a demon-like expression seething with hatred, and he drew his sword. Okta! My words, however, fell on his deaf ears. Okta launched his blade angrily towards Kazama. Hopefully. Yeah, that's not gonna end well, huh? Kazama kept his composure as he dodged effortlessly from the path of Okta's attack. Okta, however, was unfazed, flailing his blade madly in the direction of Kazama. Okta, you can't! Tried to rush closer to him when... Amagiri stopped me by yanking on my shoulders, thank you.
それ以上近づかぬ方がいい。巻き込まれて怪我をしないとも限りません。
Amagiri's actually such a cool dude. Update? I did not get Hutao. Okay, well. Let go of me! I can't just let Okita... Okita and Kazuma were locked in a battle to the death. I doubt it's to the death because I doubt Okita's gonna win.
人間にしてはまあまあの腕だと思っていた。
Yes, I remember the Ikeda in his. It's okay, Saint Pat Pat. Yeah, yeah. How many rolls are you at? I think I'm on like 68, right? Almost 70, I think.
落ちぶれたものだな。冷静さを欠いた者が勝利する。
Yikes, dude. Yikes.
黙れ
Okta was struggling to catch his breath as he continued to thrash wildly, hoping to land a hit on Kazuma. That's not how you fight. That's not it. Unfortunately, Okta's skill proved insufficient. I'm on the 60s. Check once it updates. Have 0 rolls. I'm saving all the Primo Gems I can for Venti Venti, of course. I have also been saving for Venti Venti, of course. It was clear as Kazuma had boasted that Okta's condition slowed his technique, giving Kazuma a very clear advantage. Normally there wasn't a noticeable difference in their skill level, but just then... Okta's sword was smacked out of his hand and it clanged to the ground.
哀れなものだな。落ち水をまがい物の鬼となり果てて手に入れた力。
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes.
まがい物を始末するのも鬼の役目だ。己の浅はかさを悔いて死ね。
Kazuma sneered with palpable contempt as he looked down on Okita. He lifted his sword high into the air, ready to cleave into Okita and tear him asunder. I said, no! I swatted Amagiri's arms with all of my strength. I actually managed to escape him. I desperately ran towards Okita using every bit of energy that my legs could muster. However, something happened that I never expected. I couldn't tell if it was divine intervention or perhaps an inner force manifesting inside of me that was provoked under the weight of all the stress. Oh. But I felt a power emanating from within. And then... I unsheathed my sword and I lunged to block the path of Kazuma's sword as it nearly landed on Okita. What? Okita couldn't believe what he was seeing. To be quite honest, neither could I. And he stared in awe. What? Yeah, I did something? What? Kazuma too was vexed, and his surprise became agitation as he realized I thwarted him.
貴様、なぜその姿に。
I glow? Huh? I had no idea what he could have meant by that, leaving me no
貴様
response.
は真の姿になる術など知らぬはずだ。なのにその姿になっていると。
Alright, I'm a fake too, yeah.
もしや落ち水を飲んだのか。
By force, yes. I gasped. I hadn't noticed the difference, but did that mean I looked like a fury just now? Eventually, Kazuma sheathed his sword and he
行
scoffed.
け。
Huh?
まがい物の鬼になり果てた女など俺の妻にはそぐわぬ。
Oh, hey, nice!
その醜いまがい物と共にのたれ死ぬがいい。
That's good, right? So in other words, had that meant that Kazuma was no longer obsessed with me? Yay! Meaning other demons would cease to pursue me?
人間同士の戦もじきに終わるでしょう。新政府軍は幕府軍の残党を見逃す
Pachi,
つ
what
もりは
about
あ
you,
りません。
Pachi?
東北諸藩は抵抗を続けるようですが、戦いの結末は明らかです。
我々はもう薩摩藩への義理を果たした。こうして貴様らの前に姿を現すことももう
Cool.
あるまい。
With that, Kazuma turned his back, dismissing me with a plum? Stako missing Pachi? I don't know. I know. The answer is no. I am quite content with Soji. He said nothing more as he sauntered away. Next to doubt? Heck no. A great feeling of relief came over me as the fury power subsided. I was certain that we would be facing our deaths, and yet somehow we managed to survive. Okuta looked utterly drained, on the other hand, as if his spirit was ripped from his body. Stako lived Shinpachi without a doubt. Oh, okay. Okita? I timidly called out his name.
嘘だよね。
His voice quivered.
絶対
Uh-oh,
嘘だよ。
he's crying.
あいつら僕を騙してるんだ。だってありえないじゃないか。 近藤さんは
actually-
今日にいる間ずっと幕府や将軍校、今日の人たちのために働いてたのに、
I
罪
know
人
how
と
it
して
happened.
殺された挙句首をさらされるなんてあるはずないよ。
Okita was hoping it was all a cruel farce, desperately clinging to the hope that Kazuma was lying. Oh no. Oh no. And behind his quivering voice were tears waiting to flood his glossy eyes. The truth was difficult to accept, and Okita was unequipped to handle what all of it meant. Okita. What could I say? I could only repeat his name. It gets worse. Oh no, he's crying. Oh boy. His gaze was fixed on the floor and he quickly grabbed a hold of me. Oh, jeez, it does get worse.
嘘だ嘘だ嘘だ。
Okita buried his face into my lap as he sobbed frantically. The realization that he lost the closest thing he had to a father was sinking in, and his cries of mourning tore me apart.
どうして近藤さんが死ななきゃならないの。あんなに強くて優しくて
The route of major suffering, yeah.
誰よりも幕府のことを考えてた人なのに、僕近藤さんにあんなに優しくしてもらったのに
Feels bad.
全然恩返しをしてないのに、それなのにどうしてこんなに早く死んじゃうんだよ。
Could hardly hear him towards the end of his lamentation, as his voice became muffled in my lap. There was nothing I could say. All I could do was comfort him in this fragile state, holding him and contemplating what was to come. What is to come? Almost back to 100k, Taka. Oh, wow. How long we sat there embracing one another in grief. I noticed that towards the east, the sky was filled with cloud patterns, a foreboding sign, to say the least. Are you doing all right? I broke the silence and Ukta looked up at me with puffy, sheepish eyes.
後追い自殺でもするんじゃない
Literally
かと思ってる。
99.9. Ah, jeez.
平気だよ。そんなことはしない。そうしたいのは山々だけどね。
Okay. Excuse me. For a moment, Okuta stroked his chin and thought, oh god, I had on auto and I couldn't stop it. For a moment, Okuta stroked his chin. Wait. He tried to play it off as a joke, but I knew there was a hint of truth embedded in his joke. Okuta, what do we do now? For a moment, Okuta stroked his chin and thought. He glanced up towards the expanse of the sky. Alright, it's revenge, huh? What? His answer took me by complete surprise. What do you plan on doing? Once you reach Hijikata, I mean. I was suddenly thrust back into the memory of when Kondo had been shot in the shoulder, and all of us were gravely concerned. Who you texting? I'm not texting anybody. So she's going to mention Suikoden? What is Suikoden? Bless you, thank you. Remember what Okuta said back then. If anything were to threaten Kondo's life, Okuta would hold Hijikata responsible and kill him. Was Okuta planning on keeping that promise? Okuta? I think I know what you're planning, but what happened today wasn't Hijikata's doing. You know that. I'm sure Hijikata had no desire to let Kondo be executed, so please. A novel? Oh. Okuta sought to dismiss my concerns immediately. It was, to me, a tone foreign to Okuta. It was one that was completely different to the aggressive, vengeful mood when Kondo was first wounded, or even when Kazama revealed his death. I got the sense that it was indifference that guided him now, and his calmness was a coping method. I was afraid he would soon let his anger consume him once more and that he'd seek to kill Hijikata after all. Then, I'll go with you. That can wait. I don't feel comfortable leaving you alone right now. Okuta stared blankly at me for a moment, but eventually... Ishoni Koga. He clasped my hand and together we rose. And we walked. So, gee, is he gonna try to kill Hijikata? Is that what's gonna happen? There's no way he does though, right? We departed Edo with the intention of following wherever Hijikata led our remaining comrades. We gathered word that the Shinsengumi had regrouped with the Denshu company en route to Nikko. We're properly known as the Nikko Toshogu, the Tosho Daigongen. A statue defying... Ieyasu Tokugawa is enshrined here. Barbados, you need to have more trust in Soji. I feel like the only way he would kill Hijikata is if Hijikata would let him. And I feel like Hijikata might. From what I understood, the Denshu company was comprised of former Imperial Army men who were well versed with Western tactics and armaments. Because from what I'm understanding is that Soji's weaker than he was, right? Even with the Fury thing? He just wants to talk, Taco. Oh, okay. Yeah, just talking, yes. Okuta and I took refuge in the depths of the forest pass during the afternoons to avoid the harsh sunlight, of course, yeah. He's dying, Taco dear. Tuberculosis does that, yeah, exactly. So there's no way he could win against Hijikata, right? Right. Oh. Literally, he just wants to talk it out, Taco. Alright, sure. Nothing. Watch my stuff, okay. With that said, Okuta continued stepping through the brush to find the suitable resting place. I refrained from mentioning anything about it, but I noticed that the sword on his hips wasn't the one he'd usually used. Rather, it was a sword named the Yamashiro no Kami Fujiwara Kunikiyo, which he'd received as a personal gift from Kondo. I see. You'll see. I will, yeah. If he were wielding that sword on our trip to locate Hijikata, it signified how personally he regarded this quest. I wondered to myself if everything would be okay. It's a long-ass sword name, yeah it is. If something were to provoke Okita into a furious rage, would I have any chance of stopping him? Could only tend to these thoughts in silence, and I peeked up to watch the moon slowly descend into the horizon amidst the breaking of a new dawn. So what's his plan? I can never read Soji. Okta found a quaint area underneath an old soaring tree, and we tried to make ourselves comfortable when... They went that way? What the... Lectured y'all about the katanas he has briefly. Yeah, I do remember. I did not remember the name was that long. I heard the distant howl of a yobiku as soldiers screamed from afar. A whistle, okay. Okita! We had been spotted by a roaming troop of Imperial forces who were approaching us rapidly. The minute we were forced to leave the refuge of the shade, I felt an immediate queasiness. The names are always long, I guess so. Okta muttered smugly to himself before unsheathing his mighty sword from the scabbard on his hip. Okita? Tako's not going to like this. Uh-oh. Why is he turning into a fury, though? Like, we don't need to, do we? Neither he was still in a relatively unstable state. Activating his fury powers was a huge risk, yeah. Okay. No. Before now, I would have normally nodded and obeyed his orders without question. But now, I'm going to fight beside you. Unsheathe my Kodachi. What? Are we going to give blood? Probably. Yeah, it's not as if they're demons. I'm sure I'll be able to manage myself. If we fight together, then it means we'll be rid of them even faster, right? I refuse to let you be the one to put yourself in harm's way. On the day we encountered Kazuma, I recall feeling an overwhelming sense of power coming from within in order to fend him off. If I can just harness those powers once more. I don't think you'd let them kill me, but sure. Okita sighed. I heard another whistle, and this time the sound came from a closer vicinity than before. There's a lot of them. Before we knew it, the Imperial Army troops emerged from the bush and had us surrounded. Taka might actually like this scene a little. We do something. Yeah, right? Right. Ikoka. Not much, but something. Nodded at Okita and together we charged. Fire! Oh no, it's freaking guns. What the fuck? The soldiers all had their rifles pointed straight at us, and their leader gestured them all to shoot. Oh, we aren't useless! Okita closed the distance between himself and an enemy soldier in the span of a second. What the? Teleports behind me. Nothing personnel. It was almost impossible to believe. He was moving at a superhuman pace, slicing through the soldier's limbs in the blink of an eye. I thought he was going to cut the bullets in half. Jeez Louise, Roma. Soldier raised his rifle to fire another round at Okita, but he was too slow. Okita kicked against the ground, leaping high above the soldier whose draw was no match for Okita's. Jeez. He scarcely had any time to flinch, let alone dodge. The soldier's blood splattered onto a nearby tree. Oh, jeez. Disrespectful, not hard. We're calling them pigs. I shivered watching his sadistic display of sword mastery. With impeccable precision, he wove through the soldier's formation and slayed 2 men in one movement. So what am I doing? I love Soji like this. When he's murdering? Yeah, when he's murdering. Soldier who became the highest ranking officer amongst his slain comrades signaled his men to shoot. Just then... Ah! My hit? One of the bullets pierced through my calf, of course! Come on! Ah! Ah! Blood began seeping into my clothes, but it's fine. Nearly toppled over from the searing pain which was burning intensely from the spot of the wound. In almost no time the bullet hole began to close. I'm okay! This is nothing! I didn't want to worry Okuta. I took deep breaths and I stood tall. I caught a nearby soldier off guard and drove my kodachi through his heart. His rifle fell from his hands, clanging to the floor. Okuta instinctively kicked the rifle off to the side, winking at me for killing the soldier. She killed someone, what the? Suddenly. Uh-oh. Ah! Yep. The high-ranking officer pointed his rifle straight towards me, catching me from behind. But it was for naught. I killed someone. Okuta barked loudly to capture the attention of the remaining soldiers before moving to slash at each of them, one by one. Should we cheer? I don't know. You didn't do much, but you did kill. Be proud. Every time one would raise their rifle, it was hopeless, and Okuta would close the distance before splitting them open with his katana. As soon as he had slain all the soldiers in our vicinity, Okuta shouted out at me. Oh? Oh, come on! I got one! First murder, so proud, of course. Okay. Shouldn't I just like take a gun instead? Even if it meant my kodachi would have to draw blood, I wanted so badly to fight alongside Okuta. She got shot before she killed, so he isn't wrong, yeah. We did murder, it's improvement, right? It's not like I wanted to get myself killed. But I could respect that it was Okuta's way of conveying his concern, unusual as it may seem. Okay, I understand. I nodded. Just then... What the Imperial Captain? A rustle came from behind us. We saw an Imperial Captain quickly loading peculiar-looking bullets into his gun. Were they silver bullets? Uh-oh. He has a long-ass gun. Yeah, he does. Okuta, duck! I screamed Okuta's name in the hopes of alerting him. It's not a duck, it's a human. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Did I get him? That's my sword, right? And suddenly a kunai knife was flung from out of nowhere, landing in the captain's neck. It cut straight through his carotid artery and he fell to the ground. What? Isn't that the girl from... Is that the girl? I don't remember her name, but the escort? Now what Taka won't like is coming up. Oh. This knife, it must have come from... Yamazaki! Wait, Shiguri, what do you mean? That voice, it's...
Yamazaki-kun, 君、生きてたんだ。甲府の戦いの時以来、姿が見えなかったから、てっきり死んじゃったんだと思ってたのに。
何者だ？貴様も新選組の者か？
What?
しんがりは俺が務めます。お二人とも、どうかご無事で。こっちへ。
Oh god, please no. Okuta glanced at me and spoke curtly, gesturing for the two of us to sprint down the mountain path. Sweats profusely. Oh god, Steven knows what I'm referring to. Oh god. After he gave the go-ahead, I ran right after him. A row of Imperial reinforcements got into a formation at the mouth of the path to fire their rifles, but luckily we proved difficult targets to hit amidst the thick brush of trees. Uh-oh. Yamazaki leapt from branch to branch, narrowly avoiding fire as he threw more kunai knives, but then... Oh god. Not like this. I heard what I thought was Yamazaki's pain groan behind us, and I instinctively stopped running. Yamazaki, however, attempted to brush it off.
足を止めないでください。そのまま走って。
Oh no. Is he actually gonna sacrifice himself? I use his words as motivation, fighting back tears as we distance ourselves from something. From the west. Wait, no. From the yeah. Before I'd realized, the sun had finally set, producing brilliant orange hues that shined from the west.
とりあえずなんとか逃げおおせた。
Where's Yamazaki? We paused for a moment to listen if there were any enemies marching towards us on the trail. It seemed as though we had, in fact, lost them. There is still more Taco Taco.
この怪我で走り続けるなんてね。山崎くん、落ち水も飲んでないのに無茶しすぎじゃない？俺はこんなところで死ぬわけにはいきませんから。
Yamazaki, let me see your wounds. Yamazaki walked over to me gingerly, and I was careful to peel open his clothing that was soaked in blood. Jeez Louise, this doesn't look good. No, I couldn't help but worry aloud. By some stroke of divine luck, any bullets that landed pierced straight through the flesh, a small source of comfort, if any could be taken. But even so, the wound under his ribcage hadn't clotted, so it required my immediate attention. But here? After I finished applying some first aid, Okita immediately jumped into a line of questioning.
どうして山崎くんがここにいるの？僕たちが敵に取り囲まれてる時にちょうど駆けつけるなんて。いくらなんでも。
I mean, they were using whistles. I feel like if he was close by, he probably heard that. Yamazaki looked down for a minute, pausing to choose his words carefully as he stroked his chin. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See what I meant? You won't like this. Sweats more profusely. Uh-oh.
甲府城付近であなた方と別れた後、俺は新選組の本陣に合流しました。
Soji, please? Yeah. Let's be calm.
ここ数日は新政府側の動向を探るため本体を離れていたのですが。
So it was a coincidence that you bumped into us. Yamazaki's eyes thinned.
君たちを見つけたのは数日前だ。
Oh. What? Why would you wait until now?
声をかけることができなかったんだ。局長のことは聞いているな。
I nodded.
なるほど。僕を土方さんに会わせたくなかったってこと？僕があの人を殺しちゃうかもしれないから。
Yamazaki neither confirmed nor denied Okita's claim, and instead he stared back blankly. Okita, however, seemed unbothered by the lack of response, and he just chuckled.
僕としたことがうかつだな。
Is Taco suffering? Are you
何
joking?
日も君に見張られてたのに気づかなかったなんて。
I mean, it is Yamazaki.
それだけ疲れが溜まっておられるということでしょう。
Will Shinpachi make it better? Sure. Oh boy.
それは否定しないけどさ。ま、君がいなかったら僕たちとっくに殺されてただろうし。
Exactly. So thank you,
その
Yamazaki.
ことに関し
We're
て
all
は
friends.
お礼を言ってあげてもいいかな。
Yes. We got some Shinpachi art. Oh god, no.
どうしたの？いえ、まさか沖田さんの口からそのような言葉を聞くことになるとは
This is lovely.
思わなかったもので。失礼なことを言ってくれるな。じゃあさっきのは撤回するよ。
Just understand, Soji. He doesn't hate Yamazaki. Yamazaki just annoys him is all. Yeah. For a little while, Yamazaki looked poised to speak, but then he contemplated again as he thought of the right way to phrase this question. Yeah. Yamazaki and Soji are just too different.
もし副長に会えたら、あなたはどうするおつも
Thank
り
you,
ですか？
Yamazaki. Thank you for asking. That's what I want to know.
まだ決めてないよ。実際のところ、
Alright.
僕もまだわからないんだ。
Alright.
あの人を切っちゃうかもしれないし、逆に僕の方が
I
切ら
doubt
れる
that
かも
would
しれない。
happen.
新選組は近藤局長と土方副長のお二人で作り上げたもの。
I think he knows.
いわばお二人の夢 そのものです。知ってるよ。近藤局長は何があっても決して副長を死なせたいとは思っておられないはずです。
Oh.
それも知ってる。
He did, huh? Yamazaki stared intently into Okuta's eyes, trying to parse his intentions. We all stood alone, and the whistle of the breeze behind us rustled leaves scattered amongst the ground. I feel like Yamazaki's kind of like me. He just can't read Soji. He just doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he thinks. Eventually,
新選組の皆は今宇都宮城にいます。
a prime strategic location in the country's northeast, where Hijikata had led the Denshu company on a siege before it was retaken by the Imperial Army. Is that spoilers? Yamazaki revealed their location without blinking, and he continued to stare back at Okuta.
土方副長を頼みます。
Is he dying? Why is he saying that? He uttered this wish to us aloud, and Okuta nodded silently. What are you going to do now, Yamazaki?
俺はここで休んでいく。少し喋りすぎた。
Said too much? What does that mean? But
行こう。
what? What? No way! What? But I treated him! I'm a
いい
doctor!
から行くよ。
What?
山崎君。今までずっと働き詰めだったんだし。
He dead? No
少し
way.
休ませてあげなきゃ。
With that said, he looked over at Yamazaki with a friendly gleam in his eyes.
土方副長にお伝えくだ
This
さい。
main character is still useless after all? Yep, it's too late.
少し遅れますが、必ず合流しますと。
Wow. After heeding Yamazaki's request, we continued our way back down to the mountain path. What the flip? We set our sights for Utsunomiya Castle, just as Yamazaki had told us.
敵の気配がなくなったから、ここからは早く進めそうだね。
Why didn't we at least stay with him? Oh my god. He's a good boy. Yeah, he is. It was nice to know that we wouldn't have any trouble with soldiers like we did earlier that day, but...
どうしたの？立ち止まって。行くよ。
Okita? Because Yamazaki didn't want us to stay with him. Ah, man. When we arrive at Utsunomiya Castle, I wonder what Okita plans on doing. Even he had doubts about what would happen once we encountered Hijikata. There was a slight chance that one of them would not live to see a second conversation between the two. But even then, he's just going to die there, yep. Yep. Do you really have to go to Utsunomiya Castle?
今さらその質問？ここで江戸に戻ったら、何のためにここまで来たのかわからないじゃない。
But...
まあどうしても行きたくないんなら、ここで待っててくれても構わないけど。
Nope, that's not happening. Talk it out, yeah. What? I wanted him to stay behind, but that didn't mean that I wanted to get left behind on my own. But, Okita?
ん？何？
What should I tell him? Huh. Choose wisely. Hope Taco isn't dumb. Really? You have hope for that? After all these years? Does this lead to a dab end? Oh boy. Let me think. Actually, Taco probably wouldn't get it, yeah. Let me think. Okay. I think this is a trap. I think this is a trap. If I say this, it's assuming that he's gonna fight him, and he's not gonna fight him, right? He said he didn't know. So the question is what he's gonna do, right? He doesn't know what he's gonna do. So what I want him to do is to not kill him. But, I mean, I also don't want him to die, but I feel like if I say don't die, it's like I'm assuming he's gonna fight. If I say this, I'm telling him don't fight, right? But yeah, that would be my answer. Well, no hints. Well, that would be my answer, so Alright. Alright, I'm going. Oh, but the I think my reasoning makes sense in my head at least, but would it make sense in Soji's head? I think no, I think that's what would make sense in Soji's head, right? Picking this would mean that I think he's gonna fight, which is not the case. Right? He doesn't want me to think he's gonna fight. The issue is what he's gonna do. What I don't want him to do is kill him. Okay, there we go. Lock it in. Please don't kill Hijikata. I think that was the right choice. I don't know. You are correct. Did I peek there? I think I might have peeked. I don't know. Okta responded with a sharp glance. Was my reasoning correct too? Was my reasoning correct? Okta responded with a sharp glance. Big sigh of relief? Yes.
僕はできない約
The
束は
reasoning
しない
depends
こ
on
と
the
にしてる
person.
んだ
So what happens if I pick don't die? He gets mad, right? I would have assumed he would have gotten mad because he was like not planning on fighting him or something. But like Yamazaki said, I don't think Kondo would have wanted Hijikata to die. Isn't that like doubting him? Yeah. You can think of it as if you're joking with him in a sense. I am 100k again, yay! Could you really live with killing someone who also meant so much to Kondo? I just couldn't bring myself to think Okita like... I just couldn't bring myself to think like Okita did. Don't die saying you don't believe in his sword skills. Oh, okay, I see. Okta had threatened to stab or kill me so many times, even spanning back to the days I joined the Shinsengumi. It had occurred so often back then I lost track. Okta had a penchant for violence, only matched by his fondness for keeping true to his threats. However, there was a difference between killing an enemy of the Shinsengumi and Hijikata of all people. Even for Okta, I couldn't imagine ever having to confront that possibility. I don't want you to have to suffer anymore. He doesn't get mad at your answer. Any answer from here on out, no matter good or bad, doesn't have a bad dialogue. It's actually really cute. The wrong answer is still a wrong answer, I see. My words appeared to catch him off guard. Okta was hesitant to answer right away, and he looked back at me sadly. Eventually... Okay.
これから殺されるかもしれない土方さんじゃなくて僕の心配をしてくれるんだ
Yes. Alright, we are in full bloom, ladies and gentlemen. So, does that mean, like, doesn't matter what other answers I pick? Is that what it means?
さすがにそれは土方さんに同情しちゃうな
Well, that's not what I said. I mean...
分かってるよでも 僕はあの人に会わなきゃいけない。
No blood bank
それは
yet.
分かってくれる
Soon though, soon. Probably. Okuta seemed unsure of what exactly he'd hoped to gain from seeing Hijikata as well, and because of that uncertainty, he couldn't promise to me that either of their blood wouldn't be spilled. It was difficult to shake the anxiety that had been slowly festering in my heart, but... Come on, Soji, get hungry, oh god. If you had low romance with him and high corruption, that one choice would have ruined you? Wait, which one? This one? For his sake, I could understand why Okuta was intent on doing what he needed to. Yes, that one? So picking the right choice or picking the wrong choice? Wait, what happens? So I said, okay. All I could do was nod. Between us, there was a brief moment of silence. Uh-oh! Here we go! Suddenly, Okuta had crumpled to the ground, and then... Bite me. Bite me. His hair turned white and his eyes turned red. Okuta! Picking the wrong choice here with low romance and high corruption gives you bad end 3. Oh, jeez. So, I'm guessing it's still possible to get a bad end, right? Even if I do, like, all his corruption thing? Like, if I let him take my blood every time, is it possible to get a bad end from here? Damn the beast. Was he having another seizure? Oh no, to make matters worse, he seemed to be suffering in more agony than any of his previous episodes. I give him blood. Once more, I unsheathed my kodachi and slid the blade across my veins on my wrist! On the top of my wrist, probably, right? Okuta, drink my blood! Wait, that's not the top of my wrist at all. He drew near me, salivating at the mouth. It is time. I think you'll be okay. Major Decider is still romance level, so... Yeah, but romance level, I'm in full bloom, right? I'm in full bloom right now. So, it doesn't matter if I don't get any more points, right? His red eyes flickered with relief. As he gently licked the blood flowing from my fresh wound, he muttered softly. Which is why I think you'll be okay. Wow! No Soji bad end? What the?
僕はまだ僕のままでいられる。
Okuta. His words wiped any feelings of reservation that I had been holding from our recent conversation. By giving him a taste of my blood, he was able to preserve his sanity and most importantly his life. But all the dabs! Oh no! Okuta needed my blood. For this alone, I felt vindicated. It was all worth it. Did I read that right? I think I did. After Okuta's painful seizure had died down, we tried leaving again for Utsunomiya Castle, but...
待って。
Okuta suddenly motioned for me to stop. Is something wrong? Now, I do want you to see that one Rasetsu CG though, so... Okay, so... I always tell you before I put in my vote, right? I lock in my answer. Since it doesn't matter anymore, if there's a CG I'm about to miss, tell me, right? So I can't get a bad end, right? So no matter what choice I make, it doesn't matter. It's just that we'll miss CGs, right? I think. Tell me. Hey, Yuka, what's up? That one Saito CG, please. Yeah, right? Rosetsu CG is the bad end. Oh. Oh, then, I mean, you can send it to me after I get his final thing, after I complete the route. Oh, no. Right as I had asked them... Ah! The sound of cannon fire cracked loudly in the distance, and I screamed as the ground shook beneath us. What was that sound? Oh no! It was thunder. Okuta had no time to answer me, and he began running towards a small hill nearby. What the fuck? I can't read today. Seeing him sprint, I rushed to follow him. What we saw was fire. Over there! What the? It's a hockey game. Right? This is the crowd, right? There's an event happening. No? So how about this? I send you the bad end CG since I doubt you'll do them. If you want to see the context of the CG, then you can play the route for it, but won't be punished for it. Okay, thank you. Yes. Yes, cheer for murder. So basically hockey. There are two CGs, the Rasetsu CG and a really sad one, Archers. Is that the unrequited one? Or is it unrequited? I don't remember. Utsunomiya Castle was flooded with enemy soldiers and the whole estate was engulfed in a fiery blaze. Cannon fire followed the loud barks of nearby enemy commanders ordering their men to fire at the castle. The shogunate forces were desperately trying to counter the bombastic assault, but it was clear from our view that they were at a disadvantage. So you send the Rasetsu CG to me also? Well, send him in the Discord. Soji is loved in Hakuoki. He has CG priority, does he?
城を取り囲まれてるみたいだ。これじゃ僕たちも近づけそうにないか。
See the CG when Taco shows them, I guess. Oh yeah, also. Okta's face looked as if he were concocting a plan in the meantime and he walked down the hill. Okta, what are we going to do?
多分土方さんたちは撤退するだろうから逃げ道を予想して回り込もう。
Okay. I nodded. Oh. However, we heard the sound of marching soldiers approaching us.
こっちへ。
Okta grabbed my hand and together we ran out of sight and hid behind a large bush. Soldiers clad in Western uniforms walked right past our hiding spot. Okta and I held our breaths, waiting for them to pass without detecting us. Luckily, it seemed no one had spotted us, and I glanced at Okta when the footsteps were no longer audible.
行ったみたいだね。やれやれ。
What if it was
見
them?
つかるかと思ったよ。
That would be awkward.
土方さんたちがいないんなら長いは無用だし、さっさと退散しようか。
Right. Suddenly, not my brother, please. Ooh. What? I was struck with a dizzy spell. My head throbbed as if it was squeezed against the ground and I became overwhelmed with nausea. What? I'm fine. Huh? Okta rushed to place his arm around my shoulders to prevent me from toppling over. Wait! Do I need blood? What?
全然平気じゃないじゃない。一体どうしたの？もしかして。
I shook my head. I don't want blood. I think my body's trying to fight off the poisonous effects of the water of life. Oh, okay, never mind. Does the blood bank need blood? What? Felt as though my body would contort into a ball. I bit my lip aggressively, fighting to endure the pain as I mustered a smile at Okta. I'm fine, yeah, right. No matter how agonizing this felt, it was nothing compared to what Okta had been suffering up until now. Actually, you might be able to get the Rasetsu CG after all. Oh, wow. I had no room to complain over something like this. I can walk. Sorry for being a bother.
そっか。強いね。
Can't
君は。
confirm if you'll get the banned or not if you choose that option, though. Okay. Oh, okay. Okta?
大丈夫。
Wow, we're just
ちょっ
like...
と咳込むだけだから。
we're not in the best of
とっくに
spots,
起き上
huh?
がれなくなっててもおかしくない体を羅刹の力で
I don't know, I've
無
never
理やり
tried,
動
so
かし
yeah.
てるような
first.
ものだからお互いもうボロボロだ
Yeah,
ね
we are. Okta, you should rest. Okta cut me off. Oh, I thought I was.
君が大
Wonder
丈
if
夫なら
Taka will get to the confession
もう行く
today.
よ
Today?
この機会を逃すとまた土方さんを見失いそうだから
Okta was right. He was, by sheer force of will, dragging his decaying body wherever it needed to go to locate Hijikata. It was admirable, if not terribly foolish. He probably can't. I'm fine. I still had my doubts about what would happen if Hijikata and Okta were to meet again, but... even so, there was nothing I could say or do to stop him from going. Am I going fast, or we would lose Sivian if he did?
苦しくなったらいつでも言って
Alright, I will. He spoke kindly and he held my hand to lead us back down the path. There were times when I heard Okta's Bleh. There were times when I heard Okta hacking his lungs up as he coughed, but We supported each other's bodies. We proceeded carefully down the path. You already lost me when he called us a good girl earlier. Did that happen? Today? I don't think he would complain though. Yeah, no, I don't think so. There was a peaceful pause in our conversation until... Okita?
何
Maybe it was better that I didn't ask him this, but it was something that had been bothering me. So if we were in fact able to see Hijikata, what do you plan on doing, or have you still not made up your mind? It seemed presumptuous for me to ask. But Okita seemed unoffended by my question, and he smiled brightly as he answered.
僕が近藤さんに初めて会ったのはね、まだ
Uh-huh.
数えで9つの時だったんだ。
His response perplexed me, and I listened closely. His story came from out of nowhere, but it was one of the first times Okita had opened.
父上も母上も早くに亡くなって、姉上もお嫁に行くことになって、僕の面倒を見たがる人なんて誰もいなかったから、内弟子として司令官に預けられたん
Will
だ。
Taku get the bad end? The answer's within
捨てられ
yourself.
たって
Welsh agree?
思ったよ。姉上も兄上も僕なんていらなかったんだろうって。
That's a bit sad. Okita laughed dryly, but my heart felt like it had shattered into pieces hearing him reminisce. Yes, as I go. It's a bit sad.
剣
What
術
the?
道場って体が大きくて気
Kid
が荒い
Soji?
人ばかりでさ。一番年下で体が小さかった僕はいつまで経っても下っ端扱いでしょっちゅう嫌がらせや折檻をされてた。
Soji was an adorable boy, though. Yeah, he is.
そんな中
Poor small Soji.
唯一優しくしてくれたのが近藤さんだったんだ。
Close to a look.
姉上に捨てられて世の中に味方なんて誰もいないって拗ねてた僕に
How
世の
old
中に
is
意味の
Kondo?
ないことなんてない。僕がこんな運命をたどることになったのもきっと意味があるはずだって言ってくれて、何もできないって思い込んでた僕に剣に生きる道を教えてくれた。僕は近藤さんに出会えたから生まれ変われたんだ。
So let's not waste this chance, right? He was 9 years old. But how old
そ
is
れからしば
Kondo?
らくして
What the?
土方さんが司令官に出入りするようになってさ。最初の頃はっていうか今もだけどあの人
Did
の
bad
こと
myself not to
大
see
嫌いだ
another
ったよ。
bad end after Heisuke's and Demon of the Fleeting Blossoms being the first ending I got. Which means I'm not getting a bad end, right?
お金持ちの農家のお坊ちゃんで食べるのに困ったことなんてほとんどなさそうで、なのに近藤さんは土方さんのことが大のお気に入りでさ。土方さんにあんたは大名になれるって言われるたび嬉しそうな顔になって、
How many years have
Kondo-san?
passed so far? I
土
don't
方
know.
さんと話すときは目の色が全然違うんだ。
Okita sheepishly looked up at the stars above us, altogether radiating like a tapestry in the bright sky. Okita. I was gaining a much clearer picture of how Okita became the man he was. Hijikata had been there since the beginning, since Okita's most cherished memories of Kondo. Although there were days, I'm sure, that he was dismissive of Hijikata, I suppose he could never bring himself to hate him. Think I finally get it. To Okita, Hijikata was a person of great consequence. Although his reverence would never match Kondo's, there was a noticeable level of respect. Tak, would you like to see the ending I got as my first ending? No, thank you. Let's hurry up and find Hijikata. We don't want to miss him again.
君は僕を止めるつもりでついてきたんじゃないの？
Did I? No, I did not. To be quite honest with you, until we had talked about it, I had my reservations, but found it difficult to articulate this properly, but it mattered that I had made my feelings known to him. Really? I wanted to stop him? Thought I wanted to stop him from killing him, but I was scared, sure, but I guess that means I had my reservations. Yeah, okay. He was 21 when we first met him. By the end of the game, 4 or 5 years have passed. I don't know if another year has passed or not, though. Let's assume he's around 25, 27 now. How old is Kondo? Because he was an adult when Soji was 9, right? Or it looked like it. I don't know. But after hearing where you stand on the whole thing, I think us finding Hijikata would be good. Also, how old is Hijikata? Okuta held Kondo in a regard that was untouchable to anyone else, but more importantly, he understood that Hijikata held his own independent reverence for Kondo. Kondo has a wife and child. Yeah, right. Right. So he must be like 35, 40. If their reunion meant they could share those sentiments, perhaps to bask in the memories of their lost friend, then everything would be okay. Although, people would marry really quickly, right? Maybe not guys, girls would, right? Hijikata was 28 when we first met him, so he's like 32, 34 right now, and we're like 20? Kondo was 29 when we first met him. Oh wow, there's only 1 year difference? Damn. If their reunion meant they could share those sentiments, perhaps to bask in the memories of their lost friend, then everything would be okay. I have faith in you. I knew that Okuta possessed good within him, and that ultimately we could trust whatever decision he made. Sanan was 30? Sanan's older? Really? But to be fair, Sanan was a good guy, right? Like, from what I understood, Sanan was a good guy. Before the Fury thing. Before he lost an arm. Lost the use of an arm. Wait, what did I say? Oh, okay. Okuta glanced at me with surprise, staring silently for a moment. But then, suddenly he grabbed my arm to pull me in closely. Oh, hello. His arms wrapped around me and I was beside his chest. Hello. Okita? Uh-oh. We're gonna lose Simeon. Oh boy. You should get the ending I got first then. No, thank you. He whispered intimately and I could hear a little bit of doubt lingering behind his words. Goodbye, Simeon! You haven't seen Heisuke's route yet, but he used to be good. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, before he lost the use of his arm, what people were saying is that he was good, right? He was kind and all that. But then he lost the use of his arm, then he became really aggressive, and then he became a fury, and then he became even worse, right? But like, initially, Sanan was a good guy, right? Sanan is max creepy on Heisuke's. Yeah, but he's max creepy after he loses his arm. He was good, but he was still scary, yeah. I mean, he is scary, but Hijikata's also scary, so... He whispered intimately, and I could hear a little bit of doubt lingering behind his words. Oh. Is Hiji scary? Yeah, he is. He's the demon commander. His fingers locked around the dimples in my back, and I buried my face into his soft collarbone. I don't know what a dimple is. No, but people feared Sanan more than Hijikata even before? Really? What? That's surprising to me. Like when you smile? Wait. The dimples in my back? Some people have these little, like, oh, like here? Like on their cheek? It's like little holes? One sec, okay. But then what's in the back? How can they be in the back? I couldn't speak anymore. My heart beat like a war drum inside of my chest. Got out of class. What happened so far? This. CG, Civi died, yep. Yamazaki died! Bacon! Bacon! Yamazaki! Yamazaki! Rip. And then we learned that Kondo was beheaded, and then we're after Hijikata to talk to him. So yes. Tako suffered, yep. Yeah, so when you move your shoulders back, your shoulder blades can create a small dimple, essentially. I see. Yeah, in the middle, okay. His voice quivered, making his admission all the more
切
sincere.
なくて抑えきれないんだ。本当にごめん。
Yeah, because Soji's holding her, yeah. He hugged me awkwardly, but my love for him was blossoming so fully nonetheless. Full blossom? Okita, his warmth gave me comfort, and I leaned into his soft, supple arms. Yamazaki, yeah. He died, by the way, you missed it, yeah. Rip. There was nothing that made me happier than being locked into his tender embrace, feeling his cool breath tickle my forehead gently. They're supple, Bacon! Yeah, poor Yamazaki. He didn't die. Yamazaki didn't die. He's resting. He's gonna catch up soon. He'll just be a little late, is what he said. Just a little late. I was a little worried he would catch sight of my blushed cheeks, or that the steady beat of my heart would make him nervous. However, he paid no mind to my anxieties, instead squeezing even tighter to melt my worries away. Because why not, of course, Takuya to accept it. Nope, he's just resting. That's what he said. I trust him. Does Bacon like Yamazaki? Who doesn't, though? Yamazaki saved us, but he's not my favorite. He's my favorite. Didn't Bacon say he liked Shinpachi due to how hilarious he was? What, Bacon? Bacon? I mean, you can take him. You can have him.
君って本当に不思議な子だ
Trickster.
ね。
Shinpachi's Taco's man, the nope. He tightened his loving embrace again while smirking kindly as he whispered into my
いつの間
ear.
にか僕の心の中に入り込んできて、今みたいに僕が一番欲しい言葉をくれるなんて。
Fiance, nope. Shinpachi, okay. I could sense he was a little embarrassed. Yeah, see, Bacon wants Shinpachi. Bacon, you can have him. You make me so happy. Sharing this intimate moment with Okita when the world around us seemed to be falling apart, we couldn't help but succumb to the hypnotic lull of our passionate embrace. I never wanted to let this moment slip from my memory. It was as transient as it was beautiful, and I savored every part of it. You and Shinpachi are so happy, Taco. Nope. Bro, you sound like Cabby, Bacon. What the? Eventually, his arms loosened their grip and he reluctantly let go of me. Cabby said the same thing when I showed her. What?
それじゃあ行こうか。
Yes, let us go. Stuck in denial about his feelings for Shinpachi? Definitely not. See, exactly. We playfully glanced back and forth at one another for a while as we made our way down the path. Insects chirped livelier all around us. Nokita punctuated the noise by timidly speaking.
僕はきっと知りたいだけなんだ。
And Cabby would send each other art of Fire Emblem Three Houses and just reply with titty window. Oh my god. Of course. Of course. We continued down the wooded path following what we believed to be tracks matching Hijikata's frame. Finally, as dawn began to break in the east, we had found Hijikata. That where it came from, she never said that line to me. It makes so much sense to me now. You never send titty window art, I mean, sucks to suck, Roomba. Never mind. I was about to say something, but never mind. We found Hijikata?
お前らこんなところまで来てたのか。
Sucks to suck me. You know what to send her now. Hijikata waved off his bodyguard and he turned to face us.
僕たちが何のためにここに来たのかは
Time to talk, yes.
分かってますよね。
ああ、お前がわざわざ追ってくる用事なんざ他にねえだろ。
土方さんは
Not sending
もう
her.
聞いたんですか。近藤さんが
斬首されたってことだろう。とっくに知ってるよ。
Rukta's eyes grew wide.
へえ知ってたんですか。 知ってたくせに土方さんは何をしてたんですか。
There's nothing to do. All of a sudden, Okuta threw himself at Ijikata, grabbing his collar with both hands. Oh yes, just talking.
どうしてしがみついてでも近藤さんを止めなかったんです。助ける方法なんて
Yelled
いくら
so
でもあ
loud
っ
you
たは
trust
ずでしょ。
Soji, of course.
他の誰にできなくても土方さんならできたはずだ。できなかったんだよ。
Hijikata cut Okita off, barking at the top of his lungs. Jeez, that was the first time I heard Hijikata yell like that.
できなかったんだよ。
Jeez, doesn't sound like him at all.
斬首されたってことだ。
That's the same guy?
とっくに知ってるよ。
できなかったんだよ。
He was seething and his eyes glowed with anger and regret in
俺
equal
は助け
parts.
たかった。助けようとしたんだよ。好き好んで近藤さんを見捨てたわけじゃねえ。司令官にいた人間の中で近藤さんを本物の侍にしてって一番思ってたのは誰だと思ってるんだ。
Okuta's hands shook violently as he loosened their grip. As they loosened their grip on Hijikata's collar. Yeah, let's not ruin his outfit, it looks so good. The emotion, yeah.
それでも近藤さんは死んじゃったじゃないですか。
Okuta was on the verge of tears and he averted his gaze to avoid Hijikata's intense stare. Hey Frank, welcome back. The hands which moved moments earlier shook with a vengeful rage were now Valorant, were now limp and powerless. Bitch ass Darko here. Bitch ass Darko's always here. Fun fact, Yamazaki's 29 when we first met him. What? Damn. I thought he was super young. And then... Ooh! Okuta caught Hijikata off guard by activating his fury powers, he threw a relentless flurry of punches at Hijikata's face. Wow. Yeah, so much for trusting Soji. Jeez Louise, Soji, stop! Does Sana love Frank? Sure, Mocha S.O. He looks so young, yeah, he does.
これで勘弁してあげますよ。許す
He
わけ
didn't
じゃな
kill
いですけど。
Hijikata, it's okay, but why hit him? That's not gonna solve anything. Hijikata slowly rose from the ground, begrudgingly wiping the blood from his mouth. Yeah, like...
前の僕なら本当に土方さんを切ってたかもしれませんけど。でも今は
Soji needs something for closure? Why is it hitting him? Hijikata offered no words of defiance or rebuttal, and instead he took everything Okita was saying. And then...
敵に投降する前、
Hey, you have that emote again.
お父さんは俺に言ったんだ。もう楽にさせてくれないかってな。結局、俺がやってたことはただの自己満足で、あの人の本心なんざ全然分かってなかったのかもしれねえな。
本当ですよね。
I
今
don't
日
know
に
what
なん
that
て行かず
means.
に司令官の道場主のままでいれば近藤さんだってひどい殺され方をして首をさらされたりなんてしなかったはずなのに。
Although Okita had lamented what could have been his tone... What? Although Okita had lamented what could have been, his tone was no longer accusatory on the part of Hijikata. Does Frank want to marry Sanan? Are you joking? See, I hate that. Kondo trying to repent for his mistakes by placing his life on the line, and that's dumb as hell, yeah.
土方さんは
I didn't understand this,
どう
though.
するんですか。
Let me go. At the end of the day, I guess I just did whatever I thought that meant, and maybe I didn't stop to consider what that might have meant to him. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? It meant to like let him go as in like let him die instead of like let him go out there? Is that what it meant? But then Hijikata thought it meant like let him go as in like in the moment. Bro, how long until you finish this? A while, Frank. I hate that you actively can't shape half the story him leaving meant to him, maybe? Yeah, so what He's thinking maybe he didn't understand Kondo's emotions at the idea at that time. Yeah, so yeah, I have the other routes. Yeah, this is only the second route, Frank. So, well, third route technically. So, Kondo told Hijikata to leave him. By meaning, like, leave me to die, right? Like, let go of me, like, emotionally. But then, Hijikata thought it meant, like, let go of me right now so I can go buy some time. Is that what happened? Is that what they're saying? Bacon, at least you can get a good ending. True. Wait, is the anime not a good ending? Oh, I see.
近藤さんに新選組を託されたんだ。今さら放り出すわけにはいかねえよ。俺は大使を連れて北を目指すが、お前らはどうするんだ？
僕は土方さんと一緒には行けません。
Oh? Hijikata shut his eyes, giving me the impression that he had expected Okita to say as much. Instead of urging him to join, Hijikata merely sighed in acceptance of his old comrade's position.
そうか。
Hijikata nodded, and while the two of them mutually understood that their paths would soon diverge, neither of them were bothered either way. BRB okie dokie. It's a very tragic ending. Hakuoki cares not for one's feels, I see. Love you too, Baba. I thought it was the canon route. Is it not? Well, not the canon route, sorry, the neutral route? Is it not the neutral route? There's something I need to tell you as well, Hijikata. It's Yamazaki. We encountered Yamazaki. It's the common route, but much more painful. Oh, interesting. He was pretty badly wounded the last time we saw him, and since then, he'd separated from us. He wanted me to tell you that he promises he will find you soon, yes. Hijikata's eyes thinned and he was visibly shaken by my news. He's gonna be here soon. It's common route on depression steroids. Jeez Louise. However, in typical fashion, he gritted his teeth and his following response was strained.
わざわざ伝えてくれてありがとうよ。掃除のこと頼んだぜ。
Of course. Yes. Please take care of yourself too, Hijikata. Hijikata gave me a mild grin. Then he turned his back towards us to walk away. Once Hijikata had gotten out of earshot, Okita spoke up softly.
バカだよね、土方さんは。
Oh.
近藤さんの本心を全然分かってなかったかもしれないとか、単なる自己満足だったのかもしれないとか言ってたけど、そんなはずないじゃない。
Who is? What are we talking about? That's the part I didn't understand.
司令官にいた人たちはみんな近藤さんのことが大好きだったけど、近藤さんは大名になれる人だって本気で言ってたのは土方さんと三男さんだけだったんだから。僕が近藤さんに出会って生まれ変われたのと同じで、近藤さんも土方さんに出会ったことで
Oh?
生まれ変われたに決まってるよ。そのせいで罪人として処刑されるなんて皮肉にも程があるけどさ。
Kitty starts purring when Sochi talks? Really? Who has the best voice? Who do you guys think has the best voice? So it's common route, but it's more like a mix of common route and Hijikata route? Yeah, I would have assumed so, yeah. Since Hijikata is the canon one, right? Soji has the best voice? Best voice 10 out of 10? Okita took a deep breath of the chilly evening air and he turned to face me. 1000 out of 10, I see.
僕たちもそろそろ行こうか。
Where are we going?
あれコードーさんを探すため君の故郷に行くんじゃないの？
Oh, sure.
もしかして忘れちゃった？
I did. Welcome back, Romo. No, of course not, but best voice? Yeah, best voice. Who has best voice? Are you sure that's where you want to go?
コードーさんが落ち水の毒を消す方法を知ってるかもしれないんだよね。
Yes. Well, at least according to Sen.
じゃあ僕も一緒に行くよ。落ち水の毒に蝕まれて血に狂うなんて君には似合わないから。僕は君を助けたいんだ。だから最後の最後まで諦めない。
Who has Shikamaru's voice? Is it Soji? I can't remember. I mean, it's pretty good, it is, yes. Okta's kind smile carried with it a hint of melancholia. I couldn't help but worry about what it all meant. Yes? Yeah. I would say Soji has best voice. I think Saint Rogue knows who I think has best voice. I want to save you too. Although his words were emotionally resonant for me, there was a foreboding feeling I couldn't shake, and I sensed that Okuta could still slip into darkness. Was I too susceptible to this darkness? I was helpless against whatever fate was waiting for us. Hanzo, of course! Hanzo-sama has the best voice. Thank you, Saint. When I awoke, the sun was gradually descending into the horizon from the west. To my surprise, I found a welcoming face that was quite eager to greet me.
おはよう。ちゃんと眠れた？
Yes, I did. How about you, Okuta? Are you feeling rested?
うん。ぐっすり眠れたよ。
Is music like that mean it's a special scene? You're lying, aren't you?
ひどいな。決めつけなくてもいいのに。
The times when I want to like hold Saint gently and hug her. There are times when you don't want to? Huh. Well, lately, little by little, I've been starting to notice when you're telling the truth and when you're lying.
そうなの？便利だけど、ちょっ
Group
と
hug
めん
for
どくさく
Saint?
なりそうかな。
What if we group hug for Saint and just like stay like that forever? What?
いちい
Annoying!
ち怒らなくてもいいじゃない。ただの冗談なんだから。
He was lying there and I didn't know. Ah! Saint is precious, yes she is. I don't want you to push
無
yourself.
理してる
Please
つも
rest.
りはないんだけどな。自分の体だし。
I don't believe you, Okuta.
じゃあ眠くなるまで何か面白い話でもしてくれる？
Oh. A bedtime story?
うん。
So,
小さな子供を寝かしつけるとき、昔話と
when
か
he
する
said
で
it
し
was
ょ？
his body, kind of felt like telling him it wasn't. Okuta's idea reminded me of how my father used to tell me stories as he tucked me gently into my futon when I was a young girl. Sorry. So, were you told bedtime stories when you were a child, Okuta? Soji so
あるよ。
sobs.
毎晩ではなかったけどね。
By who?
市営館に来たばかりの頃は、しょっちゅう近藤さんが来てくれて、よく面白い話をしてくれた。
Suikoden time.
いつも三国志とか水古伝ばっかりで、最後の方は筋書きを全部覚えちゃったぐらいだったよ。
A novel describing the turbulent period of Chinese history that began in the late Han Dynasty and lasted for nearly 100 years, known as the Three Kingdoms era, inexplicably popular in Japan. I see. Suikoden, a story written in China during the Song Dynasty, it tells the tale of heroes gathering near a fortress at Mount Liang to save China from terror. But it's water margin. Water margin is Suikoden. Oh, okay, gotcha, thank you. I can picture it so clearly.
誰に対しても優しくて、強くて、すごく努力家で、ずっと近藤さんの後をついていきたいって、そう思ってた。
Okuta. What? Isn't this one really easy? There's no way I say this, right? Sivian, am I missing a CG? I'm locking this one in. I think this one is pretty obvious. There's no way it's him. It's this one, I mean. It has to be this one. Worked his ass off? My ass? I'm sorry, Sochi, I love you, but goddamn, Kondo did not work his ass off. No hints? Okay, well, I'm picking it anyways. Okuta, I think you should count yourself as a very lucky man for having such a positive influence in your life at a young age.
まあ、近藤さんと出会ってなければ、今以上にひねくれた、どうしようもない人間に育ってたのは確かだろうね。
That's not what I meant.
わかってるよ。でも僕、こういう性格だ
Suikoden's
し。
Japanese name anyway? Oh, I
で
see.
続きは どうして僕を幸せ者だと思うの？
When I first met everyone in the Shinsengumi, I had written it off as a stroke of bad luck. But then, as I grew more comfortable around everyone, I was able to learn so much more about them and myself than I could have ever imagined.
その知ったことっていいことばかりじゃなかったでしょ。君のお父さんが人を化け物に変える薬の研究をしてたなんて知らない方が良かったと思うんだけど。
I mean, maybe. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, that was quite the surprise, but if my father was committing all of these egregious acts that I'd learned about later, then I don't think it would be right for me to bury my head in the sand, yeah. So, Kisoji dear, I too am rather cuckoo. Shui Huzuan. The what? There's a sense of perspective that only emerges when you experience pain and suffering.
君って
Oh boy, we did suffer
前
a
向き
lot.
だよね。もし君が子供の頃の僕と同じように育ったとしても、
Ah, what?
きっと僕みたいにはならないんだろうな。
Huh? Are you... Poked myself with a candy cane. Uh-oh. Was he complimenting me? Shui Huzuan is Suikoden. Oh, okay. Shui Huzu. In Chinese? You have candy canes? Yeah, that was my question too. We're like 3 months past Christmas. Yep. Hey, let's go. Or was he simply commenting that I was as hopeless as he joked I was?
世の中にはさ、人の悪意とか醜い感情と全然縁がない人がいるんだよね。
My mom bought me 3 boxes. What? Novel originated, yeah. How many in total? Yeah, how many per boxes?
そういう人は誰からもひどく恨まれたり憎まれたりはしない。そういうと
Well,
こ
except
ろ
my brother, really.
近藤さんに少し似てる。
Count them? Well, it must be written on the boxes, right? What? My heart suddenly melted in my chest. What do you say? Oh. To Okita, Kondo was the paragon of kindness, a figure who represented every trait Okita respected.
あれどうしたの？顔が赤いけど。
36 in total. God damn. Oh, well, you said that Kondo and I are similar, and I don't deserve such a kind compliment. Okita chuckled.
君っ
You're
て
not sharing?
変わっ
Yeah,
た
share with
女
the
の子だよ
class.
ね。近藤さんに似てるって言われて照れるなんてさ。
Well, to be fair, it was a little strange of Okita to compare women he loved to men he viewed as a father.
何にしても人との巡り合わせって不思議だよね。
We do flirt with parental figures, right? Right? We flirt with parental figures, right? In games? In games, thank you.
もし君が今
In games.
ここにいてくれなかったら
Jeez.
僕とっくに死んでたかもしれないし。
That's only you, Taco. Me and Soji, apparently. Okita. Kondo played such an important role in Okita's development. And Okita was still learning how to cope with that loss. One thing was certain. When Okita said he likely would have died a long time ago, I agreed with him. Oh? No, I have a sweet tooth like L. I refuse to share. What the? You and your therapist should talk about that. Nah, it's fine. I also have a game that is loosely based on the novel and is called Suikoden, huh? Chizuru was 16 when she encountered the Shinsengumi, you know. Yep, I know. I know. To me, all that mattered was that I could be beside him when it really mattered. I didn't say as much to his face, but it was something that made me smile.
ねえ、正直言って
Yama was 29, yep,
まだ近藤さんがいない世の中で生きていく
almost
の
double my age.
に慣れてないんだけど、それでもまだ僕には戦う理由が残ってる。だから大丈夫だよ。君が思うほど
Older game from the
僕は
PlayStation.
弱くないから。
See, Taco likes the older guys, yeah? Yep. I knew that he was telling me the truth, but all of them are older though, come on! wasn't as if I had any reason to doubt Okita, but there was still a part of me that knew he was trying to protect himself by feigning emotional strength. That's just the kind of man Okita
カオルのこ
was.
とも気になるし、君の故郷にたどり着くにはもうしばらくかかる。安心して。君には僕がついてるから。
It really doesn't help that he calls me kid. Okita had a way of soothing my concerns that was unlike anyone else, and he reached for my hand.
二人ならきっと乗り越えられる。
There's old and then there's 29. Oh, come on! Darko's like 28, I think. Heisuke was 18 when you first met him. Heisuke and Saito were 19 in the beginning. 19, okay. Wait, I forgot. How old is Soji when we first meet him? I forget. Sorry. 29? Is Darko 29? Darko's Yamazaki. He's available, ladies. I'm just saying. He doesn't call us kid as far as I know in the Japanese version, so the English translation just goofed it up essentially. Oh, rip. Soji was 21. Okay, so 2 years older than Saito. Tako, go for it. I'm trying. I'm really trying, but man. Well, we might as well be calling me grandma soon. No. You're only 32. You're fine. Okita. I clasped his hand in return, and I nodded deeply. Saint is so cute. Yeah, she is. You're not old, Saint. Yeah, pat. Yes, let's do it together, the two of us. Wherever Okita will go, I'll be right beside him. As long as he was there to grab my hand, there was nothing I believed we couldn't do. No matter what waited for us in the long road ahead, we would conquer it together. Beyond that, together we could forge a new future for ourselves. As we watched the amber sunset merge with the indigo sky, we gathered our resolve and we set off for my village. Alright. Chapter 4. Is that the last chapter? Or is there chapter 5? I think it's chapter 4, right? Or is it chapter 4 and then epilogue? Is that how it is? What? Someone is calling out my name. I'm dreaming, right? Surrounding me is a vibrant meadow? Last chapter, then epilogue, okay. Covered in a gorgeous blanket of wild flowers. 29, does it hurt being that old? Oof. No, Saint is 32, not 29. She's okay. In the distance, I recognize our small home situated in the village hidden deep in the mountains. Alright. We're gonna fight. Uh-oh. I'm not here. I left. I left. It's only a problem when a 16-year-old girl's in love with you? I suppose so, yes. Can we place our bets? No. I'll meet you behind the 7-Eleven. Uh-oh! We don't have those here, wait. I'll be 28 next year. I'll be 28 next year, yeah. I'm 26 though, but yeah. I bet Saint 100%. Me too. This is where we lived. Our modest but idle life? What? And then one day... Fire. Our village was set ablaze. The flames bled into the sky, filling it with an ominous crimson haze. Can we get a vote? Is this fire better than the Tales of Symphonia one? Saint, take me with you. I want to see the massacre. I'll get the popcorn. Boy, I'll be there at 6. You ready to die, Grandma? Oh no! The two mods are fighting! I'm scared. Someone precious had been calling out to me. Suddenly, the ground around my feet was littered with an array of petrified corpses, each body marked with a mortifying expression. Was that Sam? Saint is gonna kick your ass. My ass! For sure, Focho. But Paradox? I don't know. I don't know. That was twin brother? Oh, I see. My lungs were filled with the char of smoke, making it difficult to catch my breath. Then I blacked out. Alright. So I regained consciousness. Someone was carrying
あ
me.
と少しで山を越えられる。もう少しだけこらえてくれ。
Saint 10 out of 10 will win against Paradox? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I wouldn't say that. The man panted heavily as he carried me through our swift escape down a forested trail.
それにしてもむごいことをする
We
もの
don't
だ
know。what Paradox is capable of. Nobody knows. Only one way to find out. I'm hiding. You guys can watch.
倒幕への協力を断られたからといって村に火をつけるなど。
Just beat him up or something. Even though I was but a child, I realized that my innocence, my home, all those things would never return to me. The further we fled from the village that we called home, the more my heart filled with terror and my eyes filled uncontrollably with tears. Proceeds to kidnap Taco. Why? We can drag him there? No, please, no. A voice echoed from out of nowhere, as if it had entered my brain like a curse. Sakapachi wedding this weekend? Pat the answers within yourself? Oh boy. Drag him, drag him. Is this twin brother? The sound of the mysterious voice spewing its indignant cries came into a cacophonous harmony with my desperate sobbing. So if you grab his arms, I'll get his legs on it. What the? I'm actually too fat. You guys would never be able to carry me. I'm too heavy. All my dying clan's resentment and sorrow manifested into a haunting condemnation. I hate them. Taco, please. Premeditated murder. Oh, X the hecking doubt. I told you, Taco. What? Their words became my words, and the same bitter sentiment left my mouth. Oh. Wait, no one's gonna say that one? That's not me, is it? That's me? Hey, little sister. Burrita? This voice. Wait, that wasn't me. My eyes widened and it was Okta staring back at me with a concerned expression. We ain't carrying you, we're dragging you by force. Oh, I see. Even dragging me would be too difficult. I'm too fat, too heavy. Oh. Was I just dreaming all of that?
大丈夫？ずいぶんうなされてたみたいだけど。
I was? What'd I say?
もしかして怖い夢でも見た？
It's okay, I'll get a wagon to shove you in. Good luck getting me in it. No, it wasn't that. I'm just still adjusting to sleeping at this hour. Don't worry about me. Or a skateboard or something. For some reason, I felt too embarrassed to look Okita in the eye, so I fidgeted and stared at the ground.
下手な嘘はやめたら。人間って得て増えてがあるんだから。
Something that moves. Anything. What? I'm not lying. I shouted impulsively at him, rushing to clap my hands over my mouth as soon as the words came out. Oh. Okita was taken aback by my surprising outburst, and for a while he seemed offended, but he shifted into a more sympathetic approach.
ごめん。君のことが心配だったから。
No, I should be the one apologizing. He was only showing me concern, so it was unfair for me to yell at him. Especially since, I was lying, so... I wondered what compelled me to do so. It was difficult to discern or trust my own feelings. Something nasty began to fester in the pit of my stomach. I needed to take better care of myself. The guilt I feel for yelling at Soji. No! I began to wonder if becoming a fury would not only deteriorate my body, but my mind as well. Flashbacks to Sanan.
君の話聞かせてくれる？
His urge was curt but gentle, and I thought it was a good opportunity to open up about how I felt. I took deep breaths, making it easier for me to gather my thoughts coherently before I spoke. Kissijis, oh jeez. I had a flashback, just a little one, about my childhood. Back then, we lived in a remote place. A remote, peaceful village. But one day, for whatever reason, an army of humans marched onto our village armed with weapons. As I searched for details of the memory, I bit my lip. I realized that I was uncovering a deeply buried trauma that I had been waiting for me all my life. They lit the village on fire, and my parents, as well as other demons we knew, were all murdered. All we wanted was a life of peace and solitude. Recounting the story triggered all of my hateful feelings once more, brewing like a storm in my heart. Whatever selfish reasons they had, they killed men, women, children, everyone, an entire village who only wanted peace. I was aware that most people aspired to obey their inherent goodness, hoping to triumph over evil. I knew this was not the truth for all men. There were men who took pleasure from their evil deeds. Okta gazed at me longingly, reaching his hand out to mine as a gesture of comfort. However, I couldn't reciprocate it. I don't know what to think anymore. I never ever imagined myself as someone who would let their resentment consume herself. I suppose that my bitterness had nowhere to go, and the tiny flame within me grew and grew until it had become a wildfire intent on getting vengeance. I want vengeance now. Soji's so sweet, yeah, he is. Now I wanted nothing more than the families of those who destroyed my village to suffer in agony for generations until they could no longer conceive of hope. Even conceive of hope. As such thoughts simmered fiercely in my mind, I suddenly gasped in shock.
今はあんまり思い詰めない方がいいよ。喉乾いたでしょ。水筒も空になっちゃったから、僕近くの川で水を汲んでくる。君はここで待ってて。何かあったらすぐに僕を呼ぶんだよ。
Okay, be careful. Oh. Okta jumped through the bushes to look for a river. Sweat dripped down my forehead, and I wiped off a thick layer with the back of my hand as I sighed. Soji, don't leave, a rat comes. Oh no, brother time. Just then, I heard grass rustling underneath heavy footsteps, only a little distance from where I was sitting. Okita, did you forget something? When the voice didn't respond, a wet chill crept down the length of my spine. It wasn't Okita. I held my breath anxiously, waiting for an answer.
ひどいな、お前って。血を分けた兄をよりによって起きたと間違えるなんてさ。
Karu, what are you doing here?
俺も一応新政府軍に協力してる立場ではあるからさ。お前らの動きぐらい簡単につかめるよ。宇都宮城で新政府軍と戦ったことも、その後北を目指してたこともね。
Are we?
お前たちが新選組の奴らと別行動をとって北に向かう理由なんて
Oh.
一つしかないじゃないか。
Karu smirked with his suggestive tone, and he started approaching me slowly. With each step he took, I nervously took a step back. Will I scream for Soji at any moment, or like?
少しは思い出したか。俺たちが子供の頃のこと。人間どもみたいに互いに争ったりせず、つつましく生きてた俺たちが、なぜか何もかも失わなきゃならなかった。人間どもよりずっと強い体を持ってる俺たちがだよ。理不尽だと思わないか。強いやつが報われるんじゃない。正しいやつが成功するんじゃない。最後に
Damn, he has a
笑う
little bit of hatred,
どん
huh?
な時でも手段を選ばずに小ずるく
A
立ち
little
回
bit.
ったやつだけだ。
I think if Karu had confronted me with this monologue just days ago, I would have dismissed it outright. But now, our village was destroyed by humans, wasn't it? Maybe just a little. Can't exactly blame him, yeah. I mean, I can't blame his hatred. I can blame what he's doing with it. I was reminded of the nightmare I'd just had, and then going back further, I recalled what Sen had told me before as well.
幕府を倒すため患者役をしろって西国の藩のやつらに脅されたんだ。
I hate him, but his hatred itself is justified, yes.
お父様は静かに暮らしたいから協力できないとその脅 拳を突っぱねた。そうしたらああやって里に火をかけられたのさ。
What Karu spoke of was a memory I had sealed away to live my life, up until recently, as a human. But all of it was coming back to me. All of his anger and acrimony was justified.
ぬるま湯に浸って生きてきたお前もようやく分かってくれたか。
Karu's eyes shifted to look far into the distance.
俺たちは同じになれる。本当の兄弟に戻れるんだ。 俺が長い時間をかけて
Are we gonna just ignore the fact that you made me a fury, or?
お前はこの短い間に経験した。俺たちは誰よりも互いの気持ちを分かり合えるはずだよ。そうだろう。
Karu turned to face me again with his eyes, and his eyes had a melancholic sincerity behind them. What do you hope to do?
決まってるじゃないか。
Kill.
俺は故郷で雪村一族を再興する。人間たちに奪われた暮らしを取り
Our
戻
life
すんだ。
was peaceful. I don't know if you know that.
俺の家族や里のみんなを虐げた奴らを許さない。俺たちの苦境を知っても手を差し伸べようとすらしなかった。西国の鬼たちも。
Guess see you soon.
この国に
Doesn't seem soon with this situation, but Karu began to burn with a potent rage. However, becoming privy to the reason behind all this inner turmoil made me realize I was no longer afraid of him. If anything, I could only feel for him.
報道のおじさんが改良してくれた落ち水を使えば火の元で動ける羅刹の軍を作れる。
So after this scene, I froze. Karu, is father with you?
彼は俺たちの遠縁の親戚だからね。雪村一族再興のため協力は惜しまないって言ってくれてるよ。新しい落ち水を飲むとさ、人と交わって血が薄まった鬼でも鬼本来の力を取り戻すことができるんだ。その落ち水で俺たちの仲間をどんどん増やしていけば人間どもどころか西国の鬼たちだって敵じゃない。俺たちはこの火の元の新たな名士になることができるんだよ。
Did they even try? Did they even try? I thought demons were peaceful. Karu reached his hand out to mine.
俺と一緒に行こう。
No. What? Karu sprung his proposition on me. This was no joke from Karu, he was dead serious.
分かったんだろう。お前が望むなら起きたも一緒でいい。邪魔な奴らを全て根絶やしにしてこの国に俺たちの本当の居場所を作ろう。
It's not for the good of our people, though, you're crazy. Demons simply didn't want to get involved in human affairs. Yeah, exactly. So why is he saying he's gonna give us back the life we had when life we had was peaceful? Now he's saying that we're gonna kill everyone. Just as Sen had predicted, Father was continuing his research on the water of life even after leaving the Shinsengumi. Perhaps Father held the key to curing the affliction inside Okita and restoring his humanity. And together, perhaps we could create a new home for ourselves, one where we could live in peace. I don't think so. It's vengeance for the demons that were massacred. Yeah, I know, but... This was one chance to give myself the promise of a better future. Was it worth it to accept? Before I could answer Kaoru,
僕は行かないよ。絶対に行かない。
a familiar voice responded in the distance, and at once I was snapped
君っ
back
て
to
本当に
reality.
お人よしな
Oh,
んだ
there
ね。
goes gravity.
うまい話には裏があるって言うでしょ。こんな奴の言うこと信じちゃダメだよ。
I agree. Okita emerged from the trees, standing in front of me to confront Kaoru directly. Kaoru, however, seemed to have anticipated Okita's arrival, and he grinned suggestively. Peace is not possible. Rosetsu need blood. They never got rid of that problem. Peace is not an option. Who's Rosetsu?
今すぐ
what?
答えが欲しいわけじゃない。 悩む時間くらいはあげるよ。俺たちは
Furies.
故郷
Oh,
に
okay,
立
okay.
ってる。たどり着くまでに
I told
答
you
えを
before,
決め
yeah,
て
I
おくんだね。
forgot. Surprisingly enough, I forgot. Okta immediately unsheathed his sword and attempted to swipe quickly at Karu. Karu read Okta's movement easily, narrowly avoiding the attack as it grazed the fabric of his sleeve. What's the translation for Rasetsu? I know it has a meaning, like the dead. It's not Furies.
それじゃあな。いい返事を期待してるよ。
Then Karu vanished from sight, melting into the air.
まったく逃げ足だけは早いな。
Okta sounded irritated as he sheathed his sword back into its scabbard.
何をぼーっとしてるの？もしかしてあいつの口車に乗ろうなんて考えてるんじゃないよね。
Well,
あのさ、今のうちに言っておくけど。
Okta slowly stepped towards me. Just then, Okta's face scrunched in pain and he wrapped his arms around his body as he yelped desperately. It's a type of evil spirit, I see. Okta? Oh, really? The blink of an eye, Okta's hair became stark white, and his irises once again became crimson. Blood time! Eat it up! The madness of the fury struck him once more, and this time it was aiming for his heart. However, a nervous feeling shot through me. Another dizzy spell pulsed in my head. Huh? Possible Rasetsu CG time? Oh boy. It became difficult to see clearly. My heartbeat had one ferocious pound, and then... Suddenly I craved blood. I craved Okta's blood. What? My cravings began to dominate my mind as if my entire body screamed to tear Okta limb from limb. It was an animalistic desire that became impossible to resist with each passing moment. Choose wisely, what? Blood bank, please, yeah, what? The thirst came from within, it was in it, and it needed to be quenched immediately. So am I not supposed to give him blood because I'm feeling like this? Is that what it is? Excuse me, my forehead burned. What? Unbearably all of a sudden. I instinctively reached to touch it when my fingers felt something firm. Oh no, what was this? My hair, which was tied into a bun on top of my head, became undone and fell to my shoulders. From the corner of my eye, I saw my hair flicker. It turned white. No! I shook violently from fear. So do you want Rasetsu CG with the possible ban or the safe option? I want the safe option. What the fuck? So I reached to touch my forehead once more. I felt two horns begin to poke through the flesh, slowly inching themselves above the surface. What the heck? Horns? But CG? Heck no. No, am I really a demon? Was this because of the water of life? White hair and horns stabbing through my forehead? I could always send it for Taco to show later, yes. My soul and my body both were becoming corrupted by the serum's poisonous effects. Gives me a chance to show the new 2020 CG as well. 2020? Okay, I'm growling. The pain was abruptly punctuated by a desperate thirst. A tickling sensation began to irritate every inch of my skin, making me want to scratch uncontrollably. No! Then a hand gently grabbed a hold of my shoulders. I was too embarrassed to let Okita see me like this, and I couldn't bear to turn to face him. Don't look at me. Okita was silent. Please don't look at me! After I let out my sheepish whimper, he responded with a calm demeanor.
血が欲しいの？
No, I can't. All I could do was shake my head, fighting helplessly to suppress my cravings. He grabbed both of my arms and forced me to face back at him. There he was. Oh. In front of me stood a demon who resembled what I was slowly transforming into. However, he had no horns on his head. But just like me, his hair turned white, He looked ravenous for the taste of blood. I wasn't alone. The knowledge of this overwhelmed me. I wasn't alone.
僕の羅刹の血は君を今以上に羅刹に近づけてしまうかもしれない。
Okta breathed in a strained, panting staccato.
それだけは少し怖いけど、でも君が望むなら僕は拒まない。
Okta, Alright. The right answer is this one, is it? The right answer is this one because I'm guessing this one leads to a CG. I'm pretty sure I picked this one. So, more reasoning is right now I'm pretty sure Soji craves blood. So if I take his blood, then it probably will affect him really badly. So I'm gonna endure it. I will endure it. I bit my lip aggressively and I unsheathed my kodachi. And then...
何を
He's the one that wants blood, right? Please take a sip. Exactly! I cut along the length of my palm and I offered my bloody hand to Okita. You want blood, right? Please drink mine.
でも君だって
Nope.
血が欲しいんじゃないの？
Nope, I'm fine. Well, it's not as if I don't. My throat suddenly became dry and scratchy from thirst, which only worsened my cravings. But I don't need it. Please take a sip. As if this is normal, yeah. What I truly wanted was a reprieve from this suffocating appetite. It was driving me mad. Tried to think of a joyful moment, a time when we could live life peacefully away from these impulses. Hopefully, Okta and I could carve a future where the serum's poisonous effects no longer held us hostage. I'm a demon, and even though I was forced into drinking the water of life, numbness started trickling throughout my body, perhaps trying to coax me into quenching my thirst. But even still, I don't need blood. I just wanted to live by Okta's side.
そっか。わかったな。
Oh, he called us a good girl. Bye, Sivian.
いい子だね。
Hikodane.
君は
Okta whispered softly and he grabbed a hold of my hand heartily. Wait, is that the same one? Okta licked vigorously around each corner, touched my blood on the surface of my hand. Touched by blood, sorry.
僕は僕であるために君の血を飲む。狂ってしまわないように。
Okta tickled my ear with his torpid tone, utterly enthralled by the soothing taste of my blood. My body, on the other hand, was still aching longingly with bloodlust. But even so, watching him take such a lucid pleasure from lapping up my blood, I nodded firmly. And I won't drink your blood so that I can keep my wits about me. This was my burden to bear.
強い子だね。
A slight pinch shot up my arm as Okta sucked in one more generous mouthful, then let out a deep sigh.
でもきっともうじきだから。
Okta's reassuring words made me realize how much he worked to keep me from giving in to the madness. Then we will lose her again during kiss CG. Oh boy. He and I leaned heavily onto one another, and I did my best to endure the serum's poisonous effects. And through it all, Okta held my hand tightly. He kept me safe until the very end. Which is soon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sivian. Sivian. I hadn't considered how much colder the north was. Despite the incoming summer season, the blustery winds were freezing all throughout the night.
もうすぐ夜が明けるし、
I know, so
今日
you
はこの辺で
prepare,
休
yep.
むことにしようか。
Oh, jeez, excuse me. Memorize this game like the back of my hand. Who wants to be famous? Oh! Damn, it's been a while since I saw that one. Bigfollows.com. Pog, let's go! Famous! I want to be famous. Me too! Finally! Alright, what do you say? Sun's almost up, and why don't we take a rest, okay?
思ったより時間かからなかったね。こういう時、ラセツの体って便利だな。
We were only a ways away from the village where I was born, the village of the Yukimura clan. Romo famous, maybe she can get Venti and Hutao. Easy, is that how it works?
明日には君のお父さん
With
や
all my money I earned.
南雲
Oh,
薫
yes,
と
of
再
course.
会できるだろうけど、彼らになんて返事をするか決めた？
Well,
その様子だとまだ決めてないんだ。迷う必要なんてなさそうなのに。
I can get Hutao for you too.
Hmm?
What the?
何？
Okita, okay. Never mind. I wanted to ask him what he had planned to do once he encountered them as well. But first I had to settle on an answer for Kaoru, or else I knew that my feelings won't reach Kaoru.
ちょっと一緒に来てくれる？
Huh? Follow you where?
ついてくればわかるよ。ほら。
Hey! Okita quickly grabbed a hold of my hand before walking away through a forested path. Where could he have been taking me? He gave me no chance to object, and he continued at his brisk pace down the grassy knoll. Regular holes. Oh wow! Okita brought us underneath a canopy that had a dazzling view of the stars scattered across the dusky sky. Yeah, Saito did that already. My cheeks were tingled by the caress of the soft breeze.
今日はよく晴れてるから
Saito.
君の気分も変えてあげられると思って。昼間の景色もいいけど、こういう眺めも悪くないでしょ。
It is time. Was all that Okita said and more. I marveled in awe at the countless stars flickering brilliantly. The wind gently rustled the leaves overhead, allowing each brief glimmering sconce to peek through the tiny holes in the trees. Prepare your lips, if Yusoji's coming. Oh boy! Something so simple became a moment that I could cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you for this, Okita. This is what I needed, and I need a little more if you wouldn't mind.
どういたしまして。ってなんか水臭いな。
Okita cackled to himself, and he looked at me directly in the eye.
話してごらん。君は
Oh, you
Don't
don't
say no.
want to know what I want to do. I still hadn't settled on the decision, but I took a deep breath to gather my thoughts. Oh, he meant with I see Kaoru, yes, of course. I don't blame Kaoru for holding on to those feelings of resentment for as long as he has. He lost everything, his home, his family, and his entire clan for nothing. All because of the selfishness of others. He wants to carve a better future for himself. Oh, yeah. Yo, Frank, what's up? Frank, a good CG's about to come up. Yep, Frank. I'm sure if I were Kaoru, I wouldn't be too far off. Kaoru had attempted to manipulate me at so many opportunities, but now? Good what? CG, Frank. I knew the pain that had resided deeply within him was true. That doesn't mean that I've forgotten how many times he's crossed me, of course. After all, Kaoru is the reason that both Okita and I were suffering the effects of the water of life. You'll enjoy it? The flips of the CG? You'll see, Frank. You'll see soon. But at the end of the day, Kaoru is still my brother. I was unsure if a time would come where I would forgive him for all that he had done to us. But my mind jumped to the horrific thought of having to endure the rest of my life without Okita. I realized that I, too, could become as bitter as Kaoru, cursing and hating everything that had the misfortune of entering my line of sight. Keeping this in mind, I couldn't quite bring myself to condemn Kaoru entirely.
君は彼らと一緒に行きたい？
No. I hesitated to answer his question. It wasn't as though I never considered it an option. We Furies were unable to live an ordinary life alongside humans. If we were destined to live behind the shadows of mankind, perhaps residing with Karu was best. What the? Sivi, are you excited? Uh-oh. Still, I held them to my reservations. Yeah, Sivin's being awfully quiet. Karu is seeking to reclaim some glorious life he has idealized at the expense of many others. That is something I cannot agree with. So, if I could maybe convince him to give up on this dream to create this demon-run kingdom.
随分と都合のいい話だね。
Yeah, it does. Sivi is dead. Come
邪
back
魔
later.
者を根絶やしにしてでも
She's
自
mentally
分たちの居
preparing
場
it.
所を作りたい
She's
と思って
holding
る
her
から
breath right now.
そんな甘い願いなんて聞き入れてくれると思う？
Well,
世の中にはね、人の醜い部分
stop
や
calling me kid.
汚い部分ばかりを見せつけられながら生きてきた人間っていうのがいるんだよ。
It's only getting closer,
そん
Sivi.
な相
Yeah.
手に
Yeah, it
甘っ
is.
ちょろい綺麗事なんて通用しないと思うけどね。
What makes it worse is that she knows exactly where it is. Okta was right. I had no rebuttal? These emotions had festered for so long in Karu. His entire life was spent working towards exacting his revenge upon the humans to rebuild his clan. Entertaining the idea of putting a halt to his vengeful plans would have been out of the question. Like Okta said, I am naive. During a pause in our conversation, Okta turned back to face the stars. Kiss, 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 kiss. Maybe she's quietly chanting, come on, come on, Taco, hurry it up!
僕は
Hurry!
君の望みを叶えてあげたかった。
Oh, you can give me what I want. Kiss, kiss, fall in love, right?
だからもし君がどうしてもって言うんなら少しだけ付き合ってあげようかと思う。だって君がいてくれなかったら僕はこうして生きてるかどうかもわからないから。
Okta's eyes thinned, and there was a hint of sarcasm in his voice. He was trying to comfort me. To Okta, I was Kondo for whom he had worked his entire life, and now that Kondo had been taken from him, I was sure Okta had no real objection to dying at any moment now. The fact he was alive right now must mean...
僕は君が望むものを与えてあげたい。
Oh, well, I have a wish right
本
now.
当に欲しいと思ってるものをね。だからカオルの誘いには絶対に乗っちゃダメだ。人間を根絶やしにして自分たちの王国を築くなんて。
Sibi, tell me your wish.
君
Yeah,
は望んで
Sibi,
ないでしょ。
say it. Sibi. Okta had a knack for articulating my inner thoughts far better than I ever could. Yeah, don't be shy.
それとも
Go ahead.
化け物になっちゃったからって何もかも諦めてずっと暗い闇の中で生きていく。
What? Shush, he's waiting. Look at him patiently waiting. I was speechless. For you to come closer. Okta paid no mind as he continued without waiting for me to answer.
そんな生き方君には似合わないよ。君が良くても僕が絶対に許さない。世の中にはね、絶対に暗闇へ落ちちゃいけない人っていうのがいるんだ。
Okita. I didn't want to live the rest of my life as a Fury. I didn't want to kill any humans. All I had wanted was a life of peace. All I had wanted was a life of peace. So is something going to happen? Something is going to happen, Frank. Okita helped me remember that this was my dream all along. Is that a dumbbell? That is a dumbbell, yeah. I have it on my desk just to pick it up. He saw right through me, sensing that I was beginning to slip away because I had drunk the water of life.
落ち水の毒を消す方法さえ分かれば、君も僕も狂気から解放される。
Is he just going to keep...
君は君のままだ。
Yeah, he's just teasing, yeah.
化け物なんかじゃない。
He's setting the field, Frank. Was that so much to ask for, to be free of this curse? When Sanan was still with the Shinsengumi, he had spent years searching for a cure. In the end, he was unsuccessful. Okita knew this. But against all of the odds, he put his faith in whatever sliver of hope he had. Sure, you'll find love too, yeah, Frank.
もしも君が全て諦めて願いを放り出すって言うんなら
Bro, this is so cringe, man. What? You're crazy, Frank. Okita reached his hand to me kindly. The soft touch of his finger gave me goosebumps, and he stared back at me affectionately.
僕が君を殺してあげるよ。
Oh. Like a
君が前に
response, bro?
進むことまで
What do you mean my response
諦め
is?
るつもりなら どこにも行けないように
Sivy, get ready.
僕
It's
が終わ
happening.
らせてあげる
Make sure you have nowhere else to go. By this point, I wasn't sure just how many times Okita had threatened to kill me, but this must have been the first time ever that he said it in such a kind-hearted manner, yeah. Soji, bless him, he's going to kill someone with not his sword, yeah. He's going to kill someone, but not with his sword, that's for sure. Knowing that his words came from a well-intentioned place made my heart flutter warmly. Okita.
殺されたくないんなら諦めることなんて考えちゃダメだよ僕だってその後君なしで生きていけるほど強くはないんだから僕は最後まで諦めない
We shall take the kiss, yes.
僕と一緒に
The cadence of his voice was almost nervous. Perhaps Okita had been unsure of what I was feeling, so he gazed deeply into my eyes. Oh boy, he's staring at us. Looking at his expression, I wanted to make his wishes come true as well. I won't give up. My forehead burned hotly as if I were coming down with a fever. Tears began to stream from my face, but they hadn't come from anything close to resembling sadness. It was all because Okita felt that I was still worth saving, that he wouldn't let me fall into darkness. Even if persevering meant that our road ahead would be a difficult one, it was the road we needed. I want to keep going with you, Okita. Uh-oh! There was no hope in containing myself anymore, and I grabbed a hold of him madly. Uh-oh!
ありがとう
Uh-oh!
君ならきっと
Uh-oh!
してくれると思ってた
Wait, Simeon! Wait, Simeon, it's not done yet. Your fault. The sweet sensation of his breath tickled my forehead before he whispered into my ear.
ずっと一緒にいよう何があってもずっと僕から離れない
Here, here.
ずっと一緒にいよう何があってもずっと僕から離れないで
His hand sweetly grazed the side of my cheek. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! As if he were nudging me, I timidly shut my eyes in anticipation. Uh-oh! We lost her, boys. It's over. It's over. It's over. He let out a quiet sigh, and he put his tender lips against mine in one calm, confident movement. Why is she crying, though? She was crying because she's happy, Frank. Happy, happy. This is a CG, Frank. This is a CG. Yes, why are you crying? I could feel his fingers tremble nervously, as if he were touching something so fragile it would crumble at the slightest touch. Okta always had a witty, sarcastic response, opting to let his mouth do the talking. But now his mouth was doing something else than the talking. There were no words from him, and together we basked in this intimate moment. Look at her hands and how she's like grabbing onto him. Tears of happiness, totally. His mouth is doing something else, yes, something else, no talking. He had been treating me so dearly. For once in my life I felt whole, the thought of which nearly brought my tears. I'm angry. Too much teasing for her, or what? She couldn't hold it. Our lips shook slightly, nestled in our passionate kiss. I was sure that the same thoughts running through me were running through Okta as well, just thinking about how complete he made me feel. It convinced me there was no greater love than ours. My future was his future, ours, together. I pined? Ever so to continue being by his side, and would do whatever it takes to keep him. Shut right now, that's Burrito! Yeah, that's Burrito, of course, yes. My shift key don't work properly. Reached oh my god, Frank. I would follow him until the end of time. As these thoughts burned so fiercely inside of me, so too did our kiss intensify, and each breath between our zealous smacking grew more strained and sensuous. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but... Frank, you wish you were as close. You wish you were even remotely close to that romantic. As our first kiss came to its end, we hesitantly stepped back from one another. Frank, your time will come when Sadan comes. Yes, of course. Ah, man, that's yeah. Our footsteps echoed in the emptiness surrounding us, met only with the pleasant whistle of the night wind. However, the silence made me feel a tad uneasy, so I searched for words to break the tension, but I really doubt that. Really, Frank? As soon as I became conscious of his fingers interlocked with mine, my mind went blank.
名残惜しいけど、ずっとこのままってわけにもいかないんだよね。
Uh-huh.
少し寝た方がいいんだろうけど、目が冴えちゃったな。
Yeah. Okta once again turned to gaze longingly at the glittering stars above, and I followed suit. I bet they can. Wait, they can what? And Iba would be my time. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think there's literally another kiss right now coming up right now. What? There is? What? Shinpachi tacos time. Oh, yeah, right. Tomorrow, I would sever my ties with my twin brother, as well as the man whom I had believed to be my father. Could I really do it? Could I stop them?
Ne.
Taco smells. Hayuka. I know this game. I told you. Yes, I know. Civi, pucker up. So I heard Okta call my name. My chest felt warm, and I looked at him with wide eyes.
そんな不安な顔しなくてもいいよ。気持ちはもう決まってるでしょ。
What? My kimono in the bunch? What does that mean? Well, of course.
君はどう考えてるかわからないけど、僕は戦うのを怖いと思ったことなんて一度もないし、彼らを殺すことへのためらいもない。
I nodded. I had watched Okta's prowess on the battlefield many times before now. Okta was always full of confidence, never letting his hot-headedness get the better of him in a duel.
近藤さんが生きてた頃は、目的なんて別にいらなかった。
I don't want to contest this one, but against Kazuma, does Taco smell? Without a doubt. Ouch. I smell nice. I already told you guys. Of course he did.
新選組の剣として命じられるまま、ただ目の前の敵を切ればよかっただけだから。だからどんな汚い役目だって堂々と胸を張ってこなせたんだ。でも近藤さんがいなくなった今、僕が剣を振るう理由は
Is it me?
たった一つしかない。
And then Okta looked down towards me.
君のためだよ。
Hey! Okta.
こういう生き方を選んだのは僕だし、迷いなんてない。後悔もしない。だけど今までは先を望んだことなんてなかったから。
As he muttered those words softly, I couldn't help but be taken aback by his
別
pathetic
に生き急い
confession.
でたわけじゃないし、寂しい生き方をしてたとは思わないんだけど、結局今まで僕は先のことなんて何一つ考えてなかったってことだろうね。
I finally seemed to understand the hesitancy behind Ukta's treatment of myself. This conflict within myself, this emerging resolve to fight for me, was an entirely new experience for him. This conflict within himself, isn't that what I mean? So the battle between us and my family is also the battle to determine a future for ourselves, yes? Which means that defeat is not an option. This is the fight for our right to stay together forever. Forever. Okta silently nodded.
この僕が未来のために戦うことになるなんて思わなかったけどね。今まで思ってもみなかったことが次々と浮かんでくるんだ。
What do you mean?
例えばこの戦いが終わったらどこで生きていけばいいんだろうとか。
Oh. Wow, he's right. We no longer had a space we could call home. If we were to search for a place to live, could Okita, as a former captain of the Shinsengumi, find a place where he could live reclusively?
そんな顔しなくてもいいじゃない。君を落ち込ませるために言ったんじゃないんだから。
Stop calling me kid, please. Oh, right. Sorry.
ねえ、
Yes? Okta paused at first, and I sensed his mind working as I gazed into his beautiful emerald eyes. I waited intently for him to continue, but that's what Sivian's doing right now, staring in his beautiful emerald eyes. But as our eyes connected, suddenly it felt as though time was suspended, and my heart pounded furiously. So we don't get lost in them, you gotta prepare again, yeah. My cheeks became hot from blushing. Within his irises I saw myself in a flickering twinkle of green.
どうして目をそらしちゃうの？もしかして警戒してる？
Been lost in them since Kyoto wins the flip. Yeah, but now's not the time because something's coming. Don't be so mean.
意地悪って言われても、僕はずっと前からこんな感じだったでしょ。でもまあ、どうせ意地悪って言われるんなら、もう一度君に口づけしてもいい？
Oh. What? His remark came from nowhere and I froze. But, we
さ
just
っき
kissed.
口づけしたら、もうしちゃいけないの？
Well,
僕が聞きたいのは、君が僕を受け入れてくれるのかくれないのか。それ
it's
だけな
time
ん
to
だ。
ask, Sivi. He's asking.
ちゃんと答えて。どっち？
Sivian, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Taka, has your opinion of Soji changed? Yes. And no. Yes and no. I'll explain after. God, you're delaying it, yeah. Just a little bit. I was answering Sugari's question. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I really have to answer his question? I mean, I've always known Nokita to be quite free with his sarcasm, but I said, huh? 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 Wait a minute. If you'll have me or not, that's all. Choose wisely. What? Civi, get your lips on his right now. What the heck? Yeah, what? No matter what, both dialogue is cute. I've tried it, but one answer is correct and one is wrong. Does it lead to a bad end? Wait. Why do both of these sound bad? There's no way it's the first one. There's no way. He says, so answer me. What's it gonna be? And then I say nothing and accept him. That's basically not answering him, no? Can answer with his kiss. Yeah, right? Can't I just say, of course we can, and then kiss him? No? No? Is that too forward? Answer with your smell, Taco? I cannot. Both ways he teases us with no mercy. Just push Civi into him. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes. Don't make your bed. Damn. I don't want this one, I don't think. I don't want to say nothing. It sounds bad. Alright, I'm assuming it doesn't matter, but I'm picking this one. But I think this one we still accept it, right? Telling you it's cute both ways. So, so yeah, it doesn't matter, right? If we're going by voices, does this choice matter or not? Which one's better? Second answer has my favorite line, okay. Well, I think there's a time and place for everything.
時と場合どんな時ならいいの
Huh? Well, that voice. This one?
時と場合どんな時ならいいの
Good job, Taco Taco. It's the favorite one. It's the good one. The time being right now. Yes, exactly. The time being right now.
時と場合どんな時ならいいの
Oh no, we're losing her. Okta approached closer to me as if my saying yes were a sure deal, and I flinched nervously. I hadn't the faintest clue of how to respond, whereas Okta wore his crooked smirk proudly.
そういう
Yep.
姿を見てるとますますいじめたくなるんだよ
Oh, geez, and another one! Okta reached his hands out to grab a hold of me by the wrists. I love it so much. Is it painful that we don't see it? Um, his sudden movement caught me by surprise.
いいから何も言わないで
Oh, geez, should I replay that one?
いいから何も言わないで
One more?
いいから何も言わないで
His eyes were fervently locked with mine. I panicked, attempting to step back and free my hands, but Okta would not let go. Okta?
君は本当ならもっと優しくて穏やかな未来を与えてくれる
Oh, I
相手を
doubt
選んだ
that.
方が幸せだった
So we go and get his lips? Does the crime Soji sounded like this? The crime you remember? Does the crime Soji existing is a crime? Is it a crime? Is it a crime you're happy with? Huh? I noticed that Okta's voice seemed to drop, and I became a little unnerved as he continued. His eyes no longer seemed to bear within them their typical earnestness, but rather Okta seemed incensed for a reason that I couldn't identify.
僕はねきっと君をとても困らせると思うもし君がいつか僕を選んだことを後悔する日が来たとしても手放してはあげられない
That's fine. Sakurama will happily accept, yes. His playful demeanor had all but vanished. What had surfaced instead was Okta's confession that he acknowledged his fear of losing my love, but in spite of his fear, he would keep his resolve to fight.
僕は君が死ぬまで一緒にいてあげることはできないかもしれない
Oh, jeez.
ほんのわずかな未来はあげら
Go,
れて
go,
も
go, yes. Get in
そ
there.
の先まではわからないそれでも
His quivering mouth tickled the inside of my ear, and I could feel him mad with hot energy. We're rooting for you, Sivin.
そ
Yeah,
れ
we
でも
are.
僕は君を求めるよ命ある限りこうして君に触れ続ける君を傷つけることになってもどうしても止められないんだ
Yeah, it's Burrito. Of course, yes, it's Burrito. You're definitely not imagining yourself being in that situation right now, right? No. It's not what's happening. This is Burrito. Yes, of course. I'm totally not. Yeah, totally. Yeah, of course. I knew that sharing these sentiments did not come easily to Okita, and he cupped my face tightly. Could always draw the art of you and Soji. What the? You all know I'm more useful anyway. I mean, that's true. Does that mean Soji would love you even more? never finished, Roomba? Ooh. You started? Okita. Just as I was going to respond, I meant the kiss scene. Oh! I was interrupted by the touch of his moist lips. I showed you Taco Taco. Oh, that one, yeah, yeah. I won't let you say anything. I don't want you to say anything. Through the sensation of his wet, eager mouth, I could gather that this is what he'd wanted to say. Moist lips, all for I mean, you mean burrito. You mean burrito. Totally burrito. Our plump lips smeared against one another, and he pulled at a fistful of my hair, drawing me deeper into him as he bit forcefully into my lower lip. This kiss was different. I could feel it in the rhythm of his muscles, bitter and yet ever so sweet. Sure, for a burrito. Just to be though, yeah. That wording is absolutely tragic, though. Which one? This one? This one? All of it? Oh, yeah. Okta was not afraid of fighting, of dying. Even if our adversaries were members of my own family, he could swing his sword without a second thought. But even so, that he had given it any thought at all, knowing that my well-being could be at risk, meant the world to me. And his kiss had communicated to me all of the subtleties that words could not quite express. After indulging for a moment, brief as it ever was, in the intimacy of each other's lips, there seemed to be something Okita needed answered. So the minute our lips separated, I answered him with a great deal of confidence. I do not mind putting up with anything you might do to me, Okita. Anything. I will always forgive you. Even knowing that our time together could be a limited one.
そんなこと言って僕がいなくなったら絶対泣くくせに
Oh, for sure. That may be true. But I know at least I won't have any regrets, no matter what happens from here.
そういうの殺し文句って言うんだよ
Well, you always said you would kill me, right? Now we're even.
まったく君って子は
Didn't expect Burrito to say stuff like that. Okta stroked my hair tenderly, staring back into my eyes longingly as if this were a fond farewell. I love him, of course. Perhaps the thought of our separation had hit him, and he had taken it to heart in this moment. Let's get some sleep soon. We'll need all the rest we can get to prepare for tomorrow.
そうだね
As we lied upon the ground, Ukta spooned me, wrapping his arms under mine and nestling into my neck. Even if whatever happened tomorrow proved to be a conclusive end, it was no guarantee of a bright future. However, even keeping this in mind, Okta and I were supporting each other through and through, and we were heading for my village. Even in the face of death or any hardships conjured under the vengeful eye of my brother, as long as Okta was beside me, I am not afraid of anything. My unwavering resolve made me stronger. Alright. Guys, it's kind of time, so... When is the wedding, Sivian? Yeah, when is it? Jeez Louise. No? Is there like a better spot to end this than right now? There's no way. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I'm pretty sure we finish tomorrow. This is the end of chapter 4. I'm pretty sure we just finish tomorrow, no? Takuma will yell at him though. Epilogue, let's go. I can extend Sivian. If you want to extend, you can, but it's okay, Sugar. I got it. Save it. For Eva. Are we? Are we extending it? Are we actually extending it? Oh, you sure you don't want to? Oh, okay. Never mind. Alright, 30 more minutes. 7:20. Yeah? Yep. Alright, the next evening. We had finally arrived at the village of my origin, the village of the Yukimura. Within it were the people who had been awaiting my return for quite some time.
おかえり。ずいぶん久しぶりだね。まさかこの里でお前と再会できるとは思わなかったよ。
Father. A wave of nostalgia washed over me from seeing my father for the first time in 5 years. Oh wow, it is the first time, huh? However, wait, no, I saw him with Yamazaki, didn't I? Wait, or did I not? I don't remember. Kill both of them. I was no longer the clueless girl I used to be, and I hadn't found myself rushing up to him happily.
こうしてここに来てくれたってことは答えは出たってことだろうけど
This bald ass head needs stabbing, it
どう
does.
する俺たちと共に来るかい
薫君から話は聞いているね。我々が再びこの日の本の支配者となる日が来たのだよ。共に新たな鬼の王国を作り上げよう。
Father. Something in Father's words rang eerily to me. It sounded as though he was more excited by the prospect of usurping power rather than their initial proposition to rebuild the Yukimura clan.
顔色が良くないようだが、まさかお前血を絶っているのではないだろうね。
What?
分かっているだろうが、お前の体はすでに落ち水によって作り変えられてしまっている。血を飲まなくてはたちまち正気を失ってしまうよ。
Father took a tone that reminded me of when he would admonish me as a child. Tomorrow making Tako watch the bannon of Soji's route and cry, "What the flip? What?" I couldn't let myself dwell on the nostalgia because there was something nefarious afoot in his behavior.
何をためらってるんだろうねせっかくだから沖田を殺して血を吸えばよかったのに
Are you really saying that? While wanting me to join you? Like, this is how you're gonna negotiate. Alright, sure, yep. Admonish? Yeah, like punish you, but not punish you, it's like reprimand you. Yeah, scold, yeah. I won't do it today because good ending is too cute to
そう
ruin.
だ
Thank you.
な。
Jeez.
そうするべきだ。羅刹などいくらでも作り出せるのだから。
After Okta listened to them speak, he began to bark with laughter before turning to ask something of me.
どうしようか君のためなら僕の命くらいあげてもいいんだけど
I will not give up, not until the very end. I made a vow to you, remember? We were either going to break the curse of the water of life together or not at all. Losing Okta more than any mere serum could would undo my sanity and give me no reason to live.
そうだね君はこんな馬鹿げた提案に乗るような女の子じゃない
まさか。
Kaoru glared back at me with cold eyes, refusing to speak lest he unleash his anger. If I were to guess, he was anticipating my answer even before I had said it aloud. I confidently faced him and father and stood tall. No reason to live. Looks nervously at the several bannons, yeah. Cannot join the two of you. Kaoru let out a deep sigh.
お前は血を分けた兄も故郷も育ての親も何もかも捨てるつもりかそこまでして男を選ぶなんてとんだ薄情者だな 起きたなんてただの人間じゃないか
You're Shiz's brother for a brother, you asshole. Yeah, you're the one that made us drink the thing, bro.
しかも病で近いうちにくたばる上落ち水のせいで狂い始めてる
Kaoru, don't you dare speak ill of Okita. I couldn't stand to stay silent as Kaoru shamelessly slandered Okita in front of me. There was a slight hesitation before saying this aloud before father and Kaoru, but I love Okita. That does not mean that either of you mean nothing to me. But Okita has a special place in my heart. If I were to commit to this relationship, then it meant I needed to separate myself from my family. I want to spend my life with Okita. I have no desire for an army of furies or a demon kingdom. I have no desire to carve a life that comes at the expense of hurting others.
俺たちのやり方は間違ってるっていうのか 両親を殺され里を奪われ女鬼じゃないって理由で同じ鬼にまで散々虐げられたのに、俺の人生をめちゃくちゃにした奴らへの復讐すら考えるなって。俺たちは一生
If you're wrong, it means exactly that those two mean nothing to
甘ん
you.
じてろっていうのか。
Karu. If only Karu had found someone who mattered to him like Okita mattered to me. This was all I could think of to soothe his rage. But, like all things, I suppose this was only a naive wish. Even so, there was no way to convince myself that Karu was just in his reasoning. Karu, of course, continued his tirade.
お前らだけ何もなかったように幸せに暮らすなんて、兄さんはどうしても許せないな。
It seemed as though we became the targets of Karu's ire again. Even though the same blood flowed through our veins, Karu and I shared no common goal or thread of life.
俺は俺の目的を果たす。たとえ可愛い妹を泣かせることになってもね。
I know, but that's why we...
力ずくでも君たちを止めさせてもらうよ。僕たちにも叶えなきゃならない夢があるから。
Then our two groups leapt back to make ground. Father, please wake up. What gives you the right to kill so needlessly just to create a world for demons? Even though our clan was destroyed by humans, we had no right to claim. We had no right or claim to something more than anyone else in this country. Deep down, I knew Father believed this as well. Father, you're a doctor. You've spent your life helping countless others. Love what is waiting for Taco Taco in Discord. Oh boy. Don't you remember how many patients you treated in Edo? All those times they thanked you?
それは
I knew Father could not attribute the evils committed against our people to every human. So as long as he could learn to forgive, then he could continue to live in the company of humans. I know that humans and demons can still coexist peacefully. Just like how we used to live peacefully in Edo.
お前
Saw Father's eyes flicker. There was still goodness inside of him. What? I'm kind of surprised.
お前は本当に甘いね。人間たちとの争いを避けようとして俺たちの一族は滅ぼされたんじゃないか。
So what? If you keep this up, all you're doing is perpetuating the same cycle of violence. If, and only if, we were to wipe all the humans from this country using the Furies, any humans who survive will come to resent us. Karu, do you want to create more orphans like us?
じゃあどうしろって言うんだ。俺一人が過去にされた理不尽な所業を忘れて我慢すればいいっていうのか。悪いけど俺はそこまで善人にはなれないな。前に言っただろ。強い奴が報われるんじゃない。正しい奴が成功するんじゃない。
Alright.
最後に笑うのはどんな時でも手段を選ばずに小ずるく立ち回った奴だけだってね。
Alright. Karu took something out of his pocket. It was... The moment I saw him pull out a glass vial, I felt something shudder from deep within my soul. Why? Brother has no chill, yeah, no. Karu! Karu merely grinned maliciously before opening the vial and gulping its contents in one deep sip. Okay. Taco Taco will like what is waiting. Yo, Soji, get him right now. He clutched madly at his throat. Suddenly his hair turned white, and from his scalp I watched a thick horn raise itself. A thick too? What? Why? Why would you drink the water of life?
落ち水で鬼の肉体を強化するにはどれくらいの濃さが必要になるか確かめるのは簡単だったらしいよ。可愛い妹が実験台になってくれたからね。
What? Karu willingly drank the water of life just to obtain more power? Was that it? Yeah, I know who Karu is. What? I'm sure he will I? How could he be so unaware of the path to which he was now fully committed?
起きたが弱くないことは俺だってよく知ってるからさ。
Taco joined Soji Cult now?
こ
That
こで
was...
負けるわけにはいかない。こんなところで殺されたら今までの俺の人生が本当に無意味になるからな。
Okay. Kaoru clasped his hand around his katana's hilt, drawing it in one swift movement. In return, Okuta unsheathed his gift from
よく
Kondo.
わかるよ、その気持ち。もし負けたら、
ああ、
僕を捨てた姉上、そして僕を虐げた兄弟子たちや、僕を憐れんで見下した奴らを喜ばせるだけだ。僕も近藤さんに会うまでは、ずっとそうやって生きてきた。
I mean, that's not what I said, but...
だからこそ、彼女に同じ思いをさせるわけにはいかない。僕はこの子と生きなくちゃいけない。だから絶対に負けられない。
Unlock the 50,
それ
no!
だけだ。
Okuta. My heart fluttered as the sound of Okuta's dedication played repeatedly in my head. It was a sentiment that I shared with him.
バカじゃないのか。
Alright, Kaoru growled angrily, throwing himself at Okuta. Each clash of their blades produced bright sparks. Becoming a fury must have increased his strength to an unfathomable degree. Both his speed and the force of his strikes came with an increased velocity, and Kaoru swung madly at Okuta. What is Baldman doing right now? He's just watching. Brother needs a chill pill. Yeah, he does. Okuta, however, was able to dodge each of Kaoru's advances with ease, and he put distance between them. It doesn't look easy, but...
たとえ俺に勝ったところでお前なんてすぐにくたばるよ。羅刹の力は寿命を削るって知ってるだろう。ただでさえ老害で残り少ない寿命があとどれくらい残ってるんだろうな。
Oh. Yet again, Kaoru flailed his blade wantonly. I don't know what that means. Hoping to gravely wound Okuta, but Okuta evaded all his strikes.
知ってるよ。だけど、残り少ない命なら、なおさら君に渡すわけにはいかない。
The electrifying rhythm of their fiercely contested battle made it difficult to keep up. Tension made the air thick with rotten despair.
次の一手決めさせてもらう。
In an unprovoked way. Oh, I see. This music, yeah, it's pretty good.
死に損ないにこれ以上時間を取られるわけにはいかないからな。
望むところだよ。
Oh. Both of them kicked at the ground at the same time. What special animation? In the space of a flash, each combatant struck the other. Oh geez, that's a lot of blood for one strike. Okuta was struck in his bicep, and blood flowed freely from the wound, spilling onto the ground below. This did little to stop Okuta, however, and he returned the favor by slicing the middle of Kaoru's abdomen. I want to hear him scream. That was not what I was expecting. Kaoru's body was scarred by Okuta's well-aimed strike. A strange and disconcerting sight indeed. As we had expected, this fight was life or death. Rather than waiting for their injuries to heal, both men exuded a fiery resolve to see their opponent hacked into pieces until he no longer resembled anything human. Eventually...
勝負があったみたいだな。
Someone cue the Dance Dance Revolution music butterfly. The what? Kaoru looked capable of fighting, if just a bit more, but Okuta appeared to have exhausted every last bit of energy he had left, as he could barely stand.
それじゃあな、起きた。せめて最後
Taco
楽
doesn't
に
know?
あ
I
の
don't
世へ
know
送っ
now.
てやるよ。
Guess I'm gonna have to send it. Then Kaoru raised his bloody sword when Karu, don't! I refused to stay quiet and I screamed out to Karu in hopes of stopping him. Tako's played DDR, right? Aye, I am your little butterfly. The what? There's no more need to fight. Do you plan on doing this forever? That hurts so much. Which one is DDR? I played Just Dance, but neither Okta nor I want to kill you. All we want is to cease this senseless fighting and find a cure for the water of life.
うるさい黙れよそれとも起きたより先に死にたいのか
Try me. I mean, don't, but... After shrieking at me, Karu began to charge towards me. Oh, hey. I had to find a way out of his path. His fury-enhanced speed was beyond comprehension and I had no chance to escape.
待てカオル
Butterfly is such a bop? I don't know what that is. Okta tried hopelessly to run right behind Karu, but by then Karu was practically arm's length from me. Then, is it father? Oh, it is. Just as I had embraced the thought of death, a body had flung itself frantically in front of me. What? A very familiar voice screamed right within earshot. Father? Father, the man who had raised me since I was a young girl, sacrificed his body, which was punctured brutally by Karu's sword. Father, you protected me. He said nothing. All he offered in response was the same stern expression I'd seen and known my entire life.
この邪魔をしやがって
Karu, on the other hand, seemed merely inconvenienced as he kicked his foot against father's body to extract his sword. And then Soji's right behind him and he stabs him, no? Burrito, you really gotta stop calling him father. He isn't your father, yeah. Taco, I send DDR pic. Okay, okay. Let me look at it real quick. Man, what is this? This is not a DDR pic. Or am I not looking at the right thing? Oh, okay. I went to the frickin' Discord in the Hakuoki section. I hate everything. I had the game on the Wii, I think. And then
救いようがないやつっていうのも世の中にはいるんだね憎んだ相手はいくらでもいたけどここまで嫌いになったのは君が初めてだよ
the very next moment. Special animation. Okta drove his blade directly into Karu's heart with ruthless conviction. There we go. Alright, Taco dear. Let me send you the 2 bad endings, because the CG's kinda sad. Well, one of them is anyway. Let's not ruin the happy ending. With that, Karu's body dropped to the cold ground. His eyes were empty, and as his limbs sprawled across the dirt, he looked incapable of standing.
救いようがないやつか
And sent, thank you.
別に構わないさ俺は生まれてこの方救われたいなんて思ったことはないからな
How can you still talk? Kaoru gazed lifelessly into the distance, letting out a pained exhale, and then quietly he shut his eyes, for his life was over. Kaoru. Nobody cared about you. Although I believed I had been prepared to see this, watching it unfold before my very eyes was far more difficult than I could bear to stomach. Sorrow found its place inside my heart, as if a piece of me had died alongside Kaoru. At the end, we were unable to come together. If only I could have known more about him. No, I don't. This regret would come to haunt me, I imagined, and I gritted my teeth as the reality took shape in my mind. Luckily, I had Okta to comfort me. Yay! Okta called out to me and I turned around. Is he okay?
そこにいるのか
Oh, what? Father, whose skin was pale as a porcelain doll, also called out to me.
答えてあげなよ
My fear was that as soon as I would speak, I would begin to cry uncontrollably, but Somehow I fought back the tide of tears and I answered him. You call him a bitch. Wait. He did sacrifice his body for us. His life for us. Yes, Father, I'm here.
そうか。
Father's brows widened in
す
relief.
まんな。こんなに近くにいるのに、お前の顔が見えん。
Without saying anything, I took hold of Father's hand. It was icy to the touch. He must have lost a significant amount of blood by now. His condition was critical enough that even if he were to receive medical attention, it would be too late.
お前に伝えねばならんことがある。
Uh-huh. Father, you're only going to tire yourself. Please, you don't need to strain yourself by talking.
いや、この体ではもう助からん。そんなことよりも、この地の清き水は、落ち水を薄めることができる。
What?
その力を使えば、落ち水の毒をも浄化できるやもしれん。
With his very last bit of strength, he gave us the solution for which we had been searching all along.
お前の父親らしい行いが、最後にできただろう。
He did, though. Father. Blood may have been thicker than water, but there was a bond between us that was unbreakable all the same. When I was still a young girl, he's being an actual father. What? Yeah. But ignoring our dying father, Soji looks amazing in Moonlight. Yeah, he does. I had memories of my kind father carrying me on his back as we sped down the mountain trail. You will always be my father no matter what, even if not by blood. This is a promise. You are the only father I ever had, the only man I am honored to give that distinction. Hearing my promise, Father smiled faintly. He drew one last breath, seemingly at peace. It's a crime for Soji to look that good, is it? I braced myself to accept the loss of these men, but it did nothing to stifle my grief. Could anything? Karu, who nobody cared, my estranged twin brother who died before either of us could get to know the other. Father, who always seemed to wish the best for me, even until his dying breath. These lamentable thoughts rolled tirelessly. Taco, look at the CG before the epilogue, okay? Before the epilogue? Okay. Both of them were surely men that would impact my life for as long as I live. My promise to them, if I could, would be to persevere their memory. I will not let them go forgotten. Telling you the bad end one hurts. Okay. Then Okta softly put his hand on my shoulder. He tenderly ran his fingers along the length of my scalp before patting me like he would a child. Okta. In the next moment, Okta wrapped his arms around my fragile frame, embracing me tightly. His body served as conduit through which my inner frustrations were channeled and brought to the surface. Okta. Despite my relief in seeing Okta safe, having it come at the expense of my family gave me heartache. Would I ever be able to shake this remorse? I think so, yeah. In spite of my best efforts, I started bawling madly.
よく頑張ったね。君は本当に強
I
い子だ。
did save Soji. Maybe the image Romo posted will make Taco happy. I already saw it. I already saw it and it did not make me happy. It wanted me... Never
剣じゃなくて
mind.
心の強さだったら僕なんかよりずっと強くなっちゃったかもしれないね。
His method of comforting me was what one would likely expect when speaking with a child, but he still knew how to tell me what I needed to hear most. The fact alone that he wouldn't hold back the truth from me made my love for him burn even hotter, and my tears streamed without restraint. He's just shy. Oh, please. Alright, I let this run. Why is the music so low? Maybe it's a good thing that it's low. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be censored or not on Twitch. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, let me check these pictures. These bad end pictures. We rebels? We always rebels. Um Oh, jeez Louise. So is that the bad end? Yeah, I see the blood one. Yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it properly, but yeah, here you go. Nom nom nom, yeah. Double blood bank. We see surprisingly well. Yeah, right? My camera's pretty good. And then, do I show the other one too? When does that happen? Go for it. Sorry for the pain. Here you go. Okay, okay, okay. How does that happen? That's CG1 of that? The other CG of that scene has the light literally die from his eyes? Oh, jeez. But how does it happen? How does he die like that? He dies in our arms, yep. And what about the other one? Do we both die or what happens? You should send in the server the Saito ones too. I'm kind of curious now. He gets stabbed protecting us from Karu? When? What? When? The pure epilogue. This one? Saito, no. You don't want to see them, Robo? The sky sparked clearly, and beside us there was a stream of pure water. In the last fight scene, literally? What does that happen? Oh. The sky sparked clearly, and beside us there was a stream of pure water. I think I read this already. As we found ourselves surrounded by a lush meadow and thick trees, our bodies began to feel a change. By the time the crescent moon had risen alongside a sea of stars, we could finally lay our heads at rest, and for once in a long while we woke to a bright morning. It happens because he has to struggle against his bloodlust, so he's slower. Oh, I see. Our lives were no longer constricted by our murderous thirst for blood, and we regained the peaceful lives for which we had pined for so long. Thankfully, we were still blessed with some of the heightened features that come with drinking the serum. Of course, there were things that hadn't changed at all. We were still us. Okta hadn't fully recovered from his tuberculosis. The illness still ate away at his body. But even so, I took solace that I could spend a day as delightful as today with him. I think that's what was written. Oh. 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 Sure is beautiful, isn't it? I squinted as I turned my eyes towards the sunlight, and Okta let out a small chuckle. Yes, happy Soji, happy ending!
そうだね。君と二人きりで日向ぼっこなんて最高の
I
贅沢
love this. We made it! Yep. Sunlight, which had previously served as a painful curse to Furies, no longer burned our skin. All that changed is our aptitude for naps. so it became customary for us to fall asleep, soaking in the tender warmth of the summer sun. Did you know? I did not know. What did I not know? There's a Hakuoki alarm clock. Yeah, of course. See, Taco Taco, pure epilogue, yep. Feeling safe and snug beside Okita's comforting presence was a dreamlike kind of bliss. Naturally, I couldn't help but yawn. Okita, of course, laughed at the
寝
sight.
ちゃダメだよ。僕はまだ眠くないから。
But I'm tired already.
君が寝ちゃったら退屈だし。もう少し僕の相手をしてよ。
Okay. Soji's so sweet. Rub my aching eyelids softly. Oh!
好きだよ。好きだよ。
Alright.
君のことが好きだよ。誰とも比べられないぐらい。
You nearly what? Skip that? No. Okita reached out to grab me into a tight hug, and he muttered this softly into my ear. As the sensation of his breath tingled my earlobe, suddenly I felt my cheeks blush hotly. That's not fair.
ずるいって何が？僕は自分の気持ちを正直に言っただけだけど。
His fondness for poking fun at me was something he'd likely never let go of for as long as we were together. Jeez. Love how he says, what's not fair yet? What is it? Tell me. My first expression was pouty, but I couldn't keep from bursting into laughter. Perhaps it was because, for once, we could savor this moment without worry.
僕のこと好き？
His question was hushed, as if he were telling me an intimate secret. Then he gazed deeply into my eyes. Taco wants Shinpachi to wake him up. No, thank you. Well, yes.
ああ、いいじゃなくて。君の気持ちをちゃんと言葉で聞かせて。
Okita was grinning impishly, but I took it to mean he was eager to hear my words of affection. He wants to fall asleep on Shinpachi's chest instead. No, thank you. Could really listen to soft-voiced Soji all day. Every time he asked me for my feelings, he demanded an immediate answer. He valued my opinion and he craved my validation. Knowing this to be the case, I felt compelled to give him as honest of an answer as I could. I love you, Soji, more than anything. I saw Okita's face beam with excitement. Watching his cheeks puff... What?
ありがとう。
Watching his cheeks puff happily made me blush even harder. He wrapped his long, slender fingers around mine. However, he was grasping it more tightly than usual, leading me to wonder. Maybe Shinpachi could kiss him. Oh, jeez, no thank you. Soji?
忘れないで。僕はいつだって君の幸せを願ってる。
Don't make Taco blush. I am so far from blushing. His words were like honey, soft and gooey, but sweet all the same.
君が寂しくないよ。僕はできる限りのことをするから。だから、どうか。
I inched closer to him, anxious about letting any amount of space between us go unfilled. Okita seemed a tad nervous about our future. I too was nervous about what the future could hold for the two of us. I'm going to be okay. I held his hand delicately in mine. What if it was Yamazaki instead? I mean, I won't say no to that one. You complete me, Soji. Because of him, everything that had happened these past years was worth it. I was able to fall in love. You bring me a joy I never knew existed. I don't think I'd feel lonely if I tried. His sad, emotional eyes thinned and he squeezed his smirk from his lips. After a moment, he wrapped his arms, pulling me in closer to his large, muscular frame.
君のことが心から愛おしい。
He spoke as if uttering a
だから
vow.
信じて。たとえいつか離れる時が来ても、僕の心は永遠に君のものだ。
Jeez. His emerald eyes twinkled as he smiled. Then he shut his eyes. His embrace loosened, if only slightly, and he let out a small sigh. Soji? First, no answer. Suppose he'd spent enough energy making his feelings for me known and he dozed off. Or perhaps the sun's warmth made it a nap quite the proposition. Taco, how the hell are you not in the soji cold? You just said you weren't tired. I giggled to myself. What was I going to do with him? But I put my lips right beside his ear. I feel the same way about you too. Whatever he had been dreaming must have been a pleasant one, as his lips curled into a smile. Yeah, of course. Look at how adorable this is. Taco just doesn't get it. Look at this. I know. Even if one day they tear me away from you. I mouth his words slowly, letting them seep into my heart. My heart belongs to you eternally. He just wants Shinpachi. He's that devoted. Oh, please. And how pure and wholesome. I know. I'm sorry, but Saito has nothing on this man in his romance scenes. May this warmth live forever. May his arms forever find comfort in my embrace. I whispered these prayers softly to myself and I shut my eyes in concentration. I'm trying to make it. Only 20 or 19 hours. Saito is hacking precious. He has absolutely nothing on Soji. Soji for the win. Uptime 3 hours. What the flip? You still going? Yeah, Sivian extended the stream. If he were to wake up, I'm sure that this time he would hear it. I will say it over and over so that he will never doubt. What? My words of love. Good night, Soji. So until then, sleep well, my love. Saito Scooter's hack. He kept the Soji Scooter. Soji for the win. Ibuz has better romance than Saito. Shugri's right. I think we're just looking for different things. I think this is all it is. I think we're just looking for different things.